Group E, Artist is on top. With a win here, Artist can qualify. Demogorgon, very much in the mix, but will be looking for points here. They're not out of it if they lose, but they'll be looking for a win for sure. So we start with Artist. RPD for Artist. I sounded like I was crying then. Any map that has multiple floors is always going to be tough for this customer. You know, so unfortunate in that regard, but she has proven herself to be a strident competitor. Not phased by this for sure, will be looking to make plays. Looking for early discordance here. Early discordance could give basically a free injury on any gen. That's really what the build is hoping for. She can go Crow on that gen over there, why not? There's no movement here either. Okay, there we go. Lobby movement. And they've just got away from that. Send it anyway, because there might be someone on that gen now. There is someone on that gen now. Okay. Keep up here, and there's there immediately. There immediately, you're seeing why Iron Maiden's in place. So, the chance of an exposed hit with an M1 chase. Scratch marks heading this way. Let's see if Artist can capitalize. As they will presumably vault here. Let it go down the stairs. Big gem movement here, send that Crow. Oh, and it just misses. Fogval. Dramaturgy. Pulling out all the stops here is Ace Visconti. And in fairness, Dramaturgy will get them the pallet. Really unfortunate there. Dramaturgy has saved them from a dying state, and now exposed surely will be gone. Surely will be gone before Artist is able to get the hit. Okay. Try and push Ace back into the path of the Crow. Oh, doesn't get the injury. That's a damn shame. But one can get the M1 hit. Weaving spiders, by the way, so Delita. Hang on. Delita's injured. In the basement! Oh, what luck. What luck. Could that invocation turn this game and perhaps this tournament around for the Artist? That was unbelievably fortunate. Just so happened to be there at the time that the invocation activated. A magnificent gift for the Artist. And the basement hook. And discordance over here. Well, hold on just a second. One Crow down. Ah, but they come off. Just send it. And that misses. Damn shame. Damn shame. Ooh! Fake out the Crow. Steve bringing down the pallet through the power of telekinesis. Is there anything Harrington can't do? Fog. That's presumably Ace. Okay, getting the kick. There's the unhook. That's unfortunate. That's a quicker unhook than you would have liked to have seen. And they'll be fleeing the scene immediately. So that must have been Airstream moving in for that save. Should be an M1 on the table here. Dramaturgy. This could be exposed. Nope. Discordance on that gen now. One Crow out there just to keep pressure on. Does connect. Oh, well played from Ace. Has to be said. Very good play. Possible injury on the gen. There it is. Steve Harrington injured. Okay. Locker play for Airstream as well. Okay. Ace has done really good stuff there. Gotta move away. Send. Good connection. Into a locker. That'll be a dying state. Good stuff. Alright. How are your pain reses looking? 2 in the lobby is actually pretty damn good. However, a gen pops, 3-gen game. Oh. And the timing there, absolutely ruinous. Airstream just able, damnably, to commit to the gen before pain res is active. So Artist staring down the barrel of a 2-hook, 2-gen game, and she's not used to these very trying circumstances. Airstream getting a quick vault. Good job there. And they're not committing to any of these small tiles. And they'll be able to get all the way over to another pallet. Same old story. Killers forced into lengthy M1 chases, only to be met with a pallet stunt at the end of it. Rubbish stuff here. You've got to focus down, Steve. You've got to focus down, Dalita. Learning a lesson. Learning a lesson from the Chucky game previously. If you don't tunnel out a survivor, you're on a pathway to nowhere. As Estuary's right there to take aggro. Oh, but the crow does connect on Dalita. That's huge. And does connect. Okay, huge. Very, very good play there. It will be a hook. Can you get pain res here? You can if you head upstairs. And honestly, with how the gens have been moving, it may well be worth it to do so. Now you're looking ahead to Grim Embrace, however. You want to get rid of a survivor. But you also are thinking about the potential. As Airstreet takes it for no reason there. Discordance on this gen. Hold on just a second. Oh, you can't put a crow down when you're too close to the hook. Sending the crow. It does connect on Steve. You saw, however, how they came off the gen in preparation. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh, well played from Airstreet. They knew what Artist wanted to do. Does that connect? Worth a go. They get some huge distance there. Could this be balanced landing? That doesn't connect either. Just finding no chance. No chance of closing the chase down with Airstreet. And that won't connect either. We're seeing, aren't we, how rough these multi-floor maps can be for Artist. Dramaturgy could be exposed here. It is. It is. Could Dramaturgy have saved the game for the Artist? Still plenty of work to do. Steve Harrington, who's already given away a pain res hook. They're going to get that gen. There's not enough time. Not enough time and too much progress. Yeah, there it goes. Just sense it. And that crow not connecting either. Airstreet has had Artist's number here. However, Airstreet and Ace, the only two survivors who could even really think about the unhook here. It's not going to be Dalita, who's there on death hook and injured, you know what I mean? So, Dramaturgy for Ace. Oh, another scream. Another scream. However, Airstreet's here. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second, because there's a carousel of injuries here, and that's not how you get on hooks. Having said that, no, that was an opportunity. That was an honest-to-goodness opportunity for Airstreet to get that on hook. They don't. Then they flee the scene, and someone who is already injured maybe will have to try and go for the save. As Ace tries to move in, Airstreet surely will be waiting in the wings, looking for the save. Just 3, 2, 1. Send it. Weapons to crows there. Airstreet right there. They can't get this on hook. They can't get this on hook. There we go. Artist playing it a little bit nasty, securing the kill. 3 survivor game. Put that left in case they don't vault. Good call. Good call. Airstreet faking out the vault. And pallet here. Dying state. Okay. You feel like you have to make this pain res, right? 1 gen left. Dalita surely moving it. And with Weaving Spiders, every chance they're rocking Resilience or something of the like. Okay, gets the hook. The gen is stalled out, at least for now. Another crow there, just to make sure that that is not the one that's moving. There's movement here, okay. And if there's movement here, there is presumably an injured party nearby. There is, scratch marks going this way. All of a sudden, Artist has a real definitive chance. As they're going downstairs, there's the unhook. Any chance they're healing beneath the hook? Well worth a go. Put the crow down there, send it. Doesn't connect. Yeah, they're not silly. They're not going to do any healing beneath the hook. What they will do is get up on that gen. Alright. But you can't put a crow over there until you've got some leverage. Until you've got some verticality. Okay. Crow going up over there. Should connect. Does. Big, big, big opportunity now. Someone drops down. Someone going this way. Just need to connect, need to connect. Doesn't. Go after the survivor who's dropped down. Thinking this is Ace Visconti. It isn't, it's airstream. There's Ace. And this is huge. This is beyond huge. It's sizable. The last Painrez token. The last Grim Embrace token. This could be what wins Artist the game. Absolutely tremendous. Get Grim Embrace. And now find the rest of your survivors. Do not take your foot off the gas if you're the artist. Hope that maybe there's someone hanging around, that you get lucky with the crow. Not quite. Not quite. Did you see scratch marks? Hang on. Because they might have gone back to this gen. There's the unhook. Going this way thereafter. 3, 2, 1, send. The right idea, but just not connecting. However, no, hang on. They actually went downstairs. There's airstream. Okay, big opportunity here for an injury. Which, of course, you take. 2 survivors right there. Get the eerie value. Send a crow. Hello. Another hook. The gens are unblocked, my god. When you're the survivor, Grim Embrace takes years. When you're the killer, it's gone in the blink of an eye. No matter, she is still firmly in with a chance. So Airstream was out on the little courtyard area. Did they find an opportunity to flee the scene? Big gem moving up there, gotta have a look. What you really like about this is, once again, all the remaining parties are injured. Big opportunities to maybe finish this right here, right now. Someone most definitely stop the gem regressing. Maybe they drop down afterwards, maybe they go for the unhook right now. Put a crow there, send it. Huge, huge connection on the crow. Huge. One there, one there. Any chance? Oh, it hits Ace for an endurance hit. That is honestly not ideal, but not the worst thing in the world. It means you can go after Ace immediately. But you would have loved a dying state on Airstream, because now Airstream has free reign to go for the gem. Never mind, it's another gem that pops. Deary, deary me. You need to close down this chase as quickly as possible. Ace takes a bad line. Ace takes a really bad line. And you know that the leader's here. So what do you do? Is that the gate already moving? No, the gate is not on this side. There's front gate and then this gate all the way around the other side. What you can do to give yourself just a fleeting chance is put a crow right on the panel. Send that. But that's not the panel, it's that one. Ugh. Oh, and they're both there. And the teabags on Deleter, who was technically present. Oh, damn shame. Good game. Demogorgon on Nostromo. Early portal here. 9 hooks, a very beatable total. If you would have said to the Demogorgon, artist will put up 9 hooks, they would have been delighted with that. And they'll feel very, very confident of taking home all 3 points with a win. It starts with a quick dying state, and they get it. Wow. Big mistake there. And that'll be a quick hook. Can they make it a Painrez hook? They can. They can. Okay, away they go. Up in the ship. Keeping an eye on the gen. There goes Lara. Bit deja vu here, not the first time that a Lara Croft has been chased around the circular table on the Nostromo. Good stuff. Getting the shred and getting the pallet burn. Best of both worlds there. No problem with that whatsoever. Right, just go around the corner. Portal down here. Maybe a little bit of this action, just to get undetectability. Just to get into the swing of things. There's the unhook and the heal. You ideally would have liked the dying state there. Ooh, hang on, hang on. 2 survivors. And Demo falls down the ramp, and that makes his decision for him. Going after Lara. Unbelievable timing on the pallet burn. Getting the stun of the shred is no mean feat. Lara does it. Just gives away too much of a line there. And this, barring a pallet save, will be another Painrez hook. And surge on this gen. Lara DCs. They don't like what was going on with that one. Not sure what their issue was. I wish them well in their next game. Early DC, obviously, very helpful to Demo. No question of the game being null and void. Obviously, the hook was obtained. And the DC, nothing more than the rage quit. Alright. As you lose a survivor, V. It was a race to the pallet. Race and they lose. Demo trying desperately to get... Demo trying desperately to get the M1 after the fact, not quite able to do so. Then somewhat robbed of a pallet shred. Took it at a strange angle, and that was enough to deny. So another hook here. And why not go pain res once again? The longer you have a 5-gen situation, the more demoralizing for the team. Maybe some more DCs, you know. Lots of reasons to do so. Right, chucking a portal down in the ship, in the kind of quasi-killer shack that you enjoy over here, into the ship, the larger ship. Go, 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 go. And no gen movement to speak of here. Gen over here has been a pressure point and continues to be so. No survivors to be seen, however. No movement there either. Okay. There goes a portal. And there's V. Could there be a shred on the cards before the window? They fake out the window. Just get the quick shred there, and they are in a bad position. Gonna go for the shred rather than the M1 purely because of the slightly quicker recovery due to the add-on. Doing a little things right here is Demogorgon. Shred's close to stand quickly. Unbelievably close, but V just kind of stopped in her tracks, stunned by the play. And that means that the dying state is right there. First gen pops. Demo won't be minding that too much. Very, very strong start here. 4 hooks along. Looking for that 9 hook total, but we'll be wanting more than that. We'll obviously be wanting all 3 points. And has made a very, very strong start. Quick shred there. V flees the scene. Not quite going to get the shred before they get into the ship. Going to play it safe. Picking out the shred, and... perhaps a smidgen lucky on that one. Getting another hook. Right, teleport again, get the unstickability, get right back into the fray. Ooh! So there's maybe someone looking for a potential portal ceiling. Not quite going to make it happen. It's V. But which V? Is it Death Hook V? Or is it First Hook V? Reasons to be happy in either case. It's Death Hook V. And you know what? You're very happy with the notion of taking on a chase that could turn this into a 3-survivor game if you're Demogorgon. I say I'm not going to drop. They might hear. Quick shred to the pallet. Big call here. Gonna try for the shred for the quick recovery. Yeah, good call to do so. They're right in the corridor. Very limited in terms of lateral mobility to move away from the shred, and taken not an amazing line there, so this could be all she wrote. Not gonna get the window. 3-survivor game. However, 3 gens left, so it's not a done deal. Not just yet, but that will be the 6th hook for Demogorgon. Been a great game for him so far. It's another long, long wall. Seeing a lot of those. Portaling immediately. Right back into the middle of the map. And trying to get a sense of which gens are moving. There's Lara. The bot. The bot could be a really good way of getting another couple of hook stages out of this. Are the team going to be all that fussed about saving the bot? Will this be a basically free couple of hook stages for Demo? Certainly going to test the waters here. Oh, probably not the right call against the bot, to be perfectly honest, as there is the bot teabag, to which I think we've all become accustomed. The shred here. Well played. Well played. Ooh! Never mind what I was saying about the survivors not caring about the bots. There's a torch save out of nowhere. You never expected to see V in that part of the map, in that corner of the ship. Maybe if Demo had been a little bit more vigilant. Would have noticed. There's a blind, okay. Just really important to not get tilted for those sorts of games. That's what the demo camp will be reminding their guy. Oh, try and go for the shred upon falling. Which is never quite going to get it done. Shred in play. It connects. Now gen pops. Well, well, well. There was the air of a done deal about this game. Of a job well done and now just a cleanup. And that's an important dying state, but the game feels different now after that save. In fact, you might feel very, very fortunate about having pain res here, just in case there is another gen ready to pop. Finding the portal and teleporting over here. It's a good play from V. Let no one say otherwise. It's a very good play from V. You want as much gen progress as possible. That's one thing that the bots definitely can do. The bot's also getting the unhook there. Look for the shred. Gets it. But this will not only make it... Or no, this will make it a 2-survivor situation. It'll be the 8th hook, so it won't sew up the tie. But it'll be an important step in the right direction for Demo. Nice thing. Right, from the hook to the gen. Unfortunately, the portal's now not in a fantastic place, but still going to use them. Again, the unstactability, very important. One more hook required for the draw. 2 for the win, with 2 survivors and 2 survivors left and 2 gens left, and with one of those survivors being a bot. Feeling pretty good about this. But it's no surefire thing. As they perhaps faulted? Oh, that's really irritating for Demo. Somehow managed to lose them. If you'd simply followed scratch marks, half the job would have been done. Gets lucky, refines the scratch marks, takes a chase, hoping it's the bot. And I believe it is the bot. Here it is. It is. Here's Lara Croft. The early DC. Leaving the team with a bot. Who knows what might have happened had that survivor not DC'd. Many such what-ifs over the course of this tournament. Not for us to say. Ooh, the bot vaulting immediately. And running to the exit gate a bit too soon for that, I'm afraid. Nice there. So with this hook, it will be the tie. Should the bot be left alone, it will be the victory. It will take Demogorgon to 10 hooks. Demo won't want to put anything in jeopardy. Oh, excuse me. Will want to be finding V before they can be in any way effective in moving gens or getting the unhook. There is gen movement here. Worth a look, just in case, just in case. You could spy V. Right, teleporting back. Do you see scratch marks? You do not. You do not. Now, maybe looking ahead to a potential hatch situation. Hatch will be spawning right by ship. Ooh, but V's not interested. V unhooks the bot. Fascinating. Where do they go thereafter? Wouldn't you know it, there's no scratch marks to be found. Can't have gone this way then. Okay, so Demogorgon has sewn up the tie. 9 hook status is here. We'll be needing a little bit more, and we'll find the bot, which is pretty close to ideal. And they're running around the periphery. They don't know what to do. Their computer brain can't handle it. It's dying state. Will it be another save? Another torch save for the bot? No chance. Hook here. Hatch here. It is the win for Demogorgon. Which means that Group E is very, very interesting indeed. We'll review the facts of the matter, the maths, very shortly, as V knows exactly where Hatch is going to be. Gotta deny them. Oh my god, they had a better understanding of the Hatch than even Demo did. They're no stranger to the Hatch Shack offering on the Stromo, and they know exactly where to go. Unbelievable. It is the win nonetheless for Demogorgon, but denied the full 12 hook states. Okay, so Demogorgon just ekes out the win over Artist. 9 hooks, in the end not enough. So Artist does not gain any points from that round. Demo gets another win, and that changes the complexion of the group. Whoopsie daisy. That changes the complexion of the group quite a lot. Let's have a look. Okay, so Demogorgon now on top. Artist relegated to 2nd place and is now in a lot of jeopardy. Could have sewn up the group with a win. Now they have to wait and see. Clown in 3rd. Has a game in hand in round 5 against the Artist. That'll be one to look out for. Doctor in 4th. Still has a chance, but thin margins for error here for Doctor. Will certainly need the win over Hag. Hag, unfortunately... No, hold on. Hag is not eliminated. Hag has a technical chance, but needs to win out. So Hag needs a win to stay in playoff contention. Doctor needs a win as well. Both killers need a win. Both killers need a win. Nothing else will do for either camp. Great. We now understand what's going on. Fairly sure that both Doctor and Hag are eliminated because Artist and Clown play each other, right? So Clown wins, Clown gets to 7. It's a draw, Artist gets to 7. It's an Artist win, Artist gets to 9. Demo's already on 7. Doctor can go max 6, Hag can go max 6. You're absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. Sorry. What I said about this game being very, very important was incorrect. This game is actually of no consequence whatsoever. Neither Doctor nor Hag can get 2nd place here. Artist and Clown play one another. One of these killers will be on a higher total than 6 points guaranteed. So Doctor and Hag are both eliminated. Sorry. Hag on Macmillan. Unfortunately, I was hyping this up as a winner. Stays in contention game. It is nothing of the sort. It's a dead rubber game. Both killers are eliminated. Hag just playing for pride and for hook differential for future seeding considerations in future tournaments. So, a nice little chill game here. Okay, all 3 on this gen. Ruin, active and in play. Trying to get as many traps out there as possible. Also, of course, looking to guard your totems. So going to head to this corner to do so. Totem's already in a pretty good spot. No reason really for anyone to be out here unless they were specifically totem hunting. And back goes Hag. Okay. Remember as well, got that Rusty Shackles add-on. Rusty Shackles, which as we know gives no indication to survivors when the trap has been triggered. Good kind of stealth perk there. Disorienting, confusing. It's done reasonably well in guarding Devour Hope, though clearly not well enough to get Hag into the playoffs. So it's another disappointing tournament for Hag. So there goes a totem and a gen. And unfortunate sprint burst, just getting them away. Been a tournament absolutely rammed with sprint burst. There goes another totem. Oh, but they don't get this one. They didn't notice the trap protecting that one. So Hag holds on to Ruin. But Ruin might be all she's held onto there. Unless Undying has also protected Devour. Devour is still in play. Okay. Good news. Very good news. Devour still in play. And a bit of a gimme on the totem here, the injured party. Is there back on that totem as well? Is that trap been triggered once more? Worth a look. Worth a look, because Devour Hope is something that you want to keep on side. Okay. Resetting the trap. What happened there? What happened there? That got activated? How? Oh, from near, I suppose. Trap on the right. Ooh, sorry, on the left. They don't activate it. Good stuff. Just hoping they've camped the pallet just a little bit. Hag swings through. Gets another hook. Okay. So, if she can keep on guarding these totems, although that one is likely to go with how long she's been away. There it goes. And that will be Devour, unfortunately. A damn shame. Oh, hang on. No. That was Ruin. That's Devour. Devour is still in play. No, hang on. No, it is Ruin. Devour is gone. Never mind all that, everyone. Devour, alas, is out of there. Still got some haste from it for whatever reason, which was a bit peculiar. They've disarmed. I was just going to say they've wiped away the trap guarding the totem, and now the totem is gone. Alright, well, this has been an outrageously bad game for totems specifically. As they're going to run interference for Nia. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're going to leave Nia a little bit out in the lurch here, and Hag might feel the need to go for a tunnel. Do they set themselves up for the save in time? They do. Well played. But, hey, Shack pallet gone. Nia getting the tea bags in, and why not? Double up on the torch save. And triple up on the blind, why not? Deary me, punished for that, has Hag. Kicked and ground into the dirt for her misdemeanors. There's the medium vault being denied. That will be a crew drop. Bit of a kick out there. They go for the blind. Doing well to keep on them. There is a trap right there, but they maybe remember it. Not taking that line. Another pallet burn. Doubling up on the blinds. And another gem pops. Things looking very, very bad here. Ooh. But, at the very least, an injury from the trap. Big gem movement here. And unfortunately, the window there, enough to get away from the Hag for now. Just really needed to get more traps out here. Salita may be playing it a bit too aggressively here. Holds the window, gets the quick roll. Gets to the pallet, pre-drops it. And that'll be a dying state, okay. Alright. Well, no one's idea of a fun experience here. Hag being schooled around the loops. The totem build, the plan, completely countered. The chance of getting someone out of the game early, denied imperatively. And now just looking to get a respectable hook total. Ooh, well played. They saw exactly what Hag wants to do around that pallet and just turned tail and fled. Now get back to that window. Ooh. Tricking the trap beneath the hook. Just a flurry of noises all over the place. Apologies to those prone to audio overstimulation. There's plenty going on here. There's Nia. Trap triggered. Oh, dead hard. Should have been waiting that out. Still, sold it well with the locker movement there. Okay, good little move to deny the pallet. Trying to take advantage of the fact that they probably anticipated Hag to commit to Nia in that situation. It might not be sprint burst, by the way, for Thalita. I think we called that out earlier, but we're not seeing any evidence of it here. Another opportunity to make it a 3-survivor game, however. Rests right here. Sorry if you're hearing a thumping, by the way. There's someone absolutely stomping the living crap out of the corridor. I urge them to take lighter steps, please. Lighter steps, you know. There are people working here. There are people playing video games and recording their scores in a LibreOffice spreadsheet. No, if anything, the footsteps are intensifying. Well, thank you so much. Is it just me, or do the stuns feel lengthier for Hag here? Nothing she would be running that would do that. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. It might just be the animation. Hag shunning the 2 injured parties to go after the healthy party. Showing some of that textbook strategy for which she's become renowned in this tournament. Hard to disagree with the notion that she is simply going through the motions here. Willing this one to be ended. Willing her suffering to be over. She's out of luck. She's got another game to come after this one. This will not be the last we see of Hag, alas. As there's a reset there. I think the team knows that they've got Hag exactly where they want her. Resetting rather than getting that last gen. They don't sense too much to fear here, and honestly, they're probably not too wrong. Hook there, at least. There goes the final gen, right. Finding Thalita, who really has been playing very aggressively. Just a kind of base lack of respect being shown to the Hag. And they will pay for it here. That gate is not going to open. They're going to try and usher them to the pallet. They're going to fail. And that'll be a dying state. They've got a torch. They'll be looking for the save here, but tough to see an angle for them. Yep. Look over here. They're going to get back on the gate, but they won't be able to open it. And now, all of a sudden... Never mind, they will be able to open it. Okay. All of a sudden, you're looking ahead to the unhook here. If they unhook carelessly and trigger the trap, there could be at least a trade. Possibly even more. Possibly an outright denial of the unhook. Never mind, the trap in a bad location. Okay. Where you've got to go in on... Sable here, probably, to go after a healthy party would just be to invite the move all the way over to the gates. This gate's 99. Sable's gone the wrong direction. Sable doing what Sable does and not listening to basic instructions. So there is a chance for Hag here to get another dying state out of this. So Sable needs to get the 99 gate and circling around, and that'll be all she wrote. Unfortunate. GG. GG. Go on then. Thank you. GG, well played. I made a mistake. I should have been an architect like I wanted to at the age of 7. This is just a ruination of my life. Doctor on Ormond looking to beat 6 hook stages here, nothing to play for but pride. Okay, heading to the ski lodge. Early static blast. And early intel on the left-hand side. Good stuff. And it's Cheryl Mason. And it's Feng Min. And it's Dwight. Okay, well, plenty of people here. A Swim Burst used kind of inefficiently. It's a little bit of a green light for the killer. You know, nothing to really be scared of down the line. No dead hard. Well, obviously no dead hard. But no live, no bounce landing, no dramaturgy, none of that. So a big opportunity to take what could be a pretty good chase, unless you lose them immediately. But then the Fog Vial brings you right on back. Good stuff. Hook here. Unfortunately, still gives them enough time to commit to the gen. Must be Feng and Cheryl over there. You're going to go for the chase that's in front of you. It's Feng Min. Good connection. And they won't be able to get the pallet there. Someone else is moving in this way. Someone else gets the unhook. Damn shame. Damn shame. You were hoping that the person there was the person going for the unhook. If you could cut them off. Maybe disrupt the flow of the survivors. But there was someone else there. But that was Cheryl. And this is Meg. Okay, good to know. Shock there. No pallet burn. First injury. Good shock from the doctor. As Dwight got healed. Had to have been Resurgence there. Very, very swift heal. Shock there, should deny pallet. Oh, it doesn't quite connect. Even if it had, I think the timing was all off on that one. Shocked her, now you're talking. Right, Stag Blast out there just for intel. Okay, 2 people on the gen, so pivot over here. Certainly get the kick. Eruption, Overcharge, plus Auras. It's a hit that on some servers would go through. It's another Champion of Light. Seen far too much Champion of Light today. Saw it on Hag, see it against Doctor. Out here. Shock there, denies the vault. Never mind, they vault anyway. And they get live. Just been one of those games. One of those matchups. Very tough on both sides. And maybe this is why you are witnessing a game that has no playoff implications. Simply not playoff caliber killers. Okay, no gem movement over here. Well played from Feng. Here's a character who knows their way around a Doctor game. Maybe going after Dwight could be a good play, considering what went on first time. You've gone all the way around the map, taken so many chases, not got a whiff of a dying state. Maybe go back to where it all began, go back to Dwight. Try and deny the vault, won't be able to. A shock here. That forces them to go for the pallet. Will it be able to drop it? Not quite. Good stuff. There we go. That's what Doctor has needed to be doing all tournament long. Well-placed and well-timed shocks. He's not been able to, and he's suffered for it. It'll be a second hook stage here. Survivor to the right, Survivor in the middle. Definitely a Gen you want to keep on side. Just getting the kick there. There they are, just watching. Another person watching over there. Okay, well this is good because it means that you can go after this survivor, who would otherwise be getting the unhook. Never mind, they do get the unhook. Temptation to go for the tunnel. Do you know what? In a more impactful game, you maybe would go for the tunnel. But perhaps on this occasion, Doctor not too concerned with the post-game chat that might follow from such an action. Should be an injury here. Very good team, this. Good commitment to the gens. Oh, well played. Well played. You were kind of hoping that they would keep on running. Drop down. Hold. Oh, where are the attempts? Find the gen. Nice. And it is looking like a couple of games to forget. If it does end 6-2, that will be, by quite a margin, the lowest total hook count of any matchup. And it makes sense. Both killers have just failed. Failed to gain tempo, failed to gain momentum, failed to do really much of anything at all. There is dice in there, however. Okay, I'm hearing a lot from the one chatter who's not got audio. I'm really sorry, but at this point, I just don't know that it can be my problem anymore. I'm getting kind of irritated, you know? Kind of irritated. Right. Do they go for the vault? They do not. Chill. I don't know why you're faking out the vault when you've shocked them in such a way that means they're not going to vault at all. How's the game going? We've got to the point where Slate is just mimicking the chase music. Another dying state. What's that mean for the game state? Well, it means the game state is fucking in the bin. 4 hooks. 4 hooks. 2 to go to salvage a tie. Gonna try and put some pressure on the gate over here. Commentator out of things to say. It is like an NFL game between 2 out-of-market teams that is 6-3 in the 4th quarter, and the commentators are just talking about a duck that's landed on the field or something like that. That's the real energy that we have in this one. Gates open, Funmin's out of there. It is a disastrous game for Doctor. An awful way to bow out of the tournament. He's failed to do anything once again. Can you open this gate? No. Okay. Okay, so there's Dwight, but you're gonna get the first hit. Far too close. Far too close to the line, so they're gone. Meg back here, who is the injured party. over here. I find it hard to believe there is no way that they could have found a way to an exit at this late point, so wondering whether there is going to be some kind of greeting party on the line. Okay. Over here, presumably. Yep, gates open. They've healed, and then they leave. They've healed, and then they leave. They've healed, and then they're gonna leave. Thank you. All right. Well, onwards and upwards. Now, honest to goodness playoff considerations once again. Cenobite versus Oni. Cenobite has been perfect in terms of hooks, but unfortunately has only got a couple of draws here, same as Billy in fact. So some really strong competitors here who have been unfortunate in who they've gone up against. Cenobite does not need a win here. Is still in contention even if they draw for now, but obviously in such a tight group, 3 points would be very, very important indeed for both competitors. If Oni can get the win, let's think about this. They're not necessarily through. Okay, so there's no clinching scenarios here, but it is a game where every point matters. Okay, we start with Cenobite. Cenobite on Wreckers. And presumably scene partner somewhere. No movement there. Really looking for a quick start. The stench of those Doctor and Hag games lingers heavily about this tournament. Cenobite looking to turn it around. Good start there with the gateway. Was it necessary? Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Oh, was they going to Shack? Oh, they thought about dropping the pallet. They're not going to. Injury on Lara. An unforced error there. Can't be giving away hits like that as V goes to the blind. Doesn't get it. Doesn't get it. Massive stuff. And pain res to keep that opening gen on side. Well handled. What could have been a stressful scenario for Cenobite, he handles with that kind of stoic and placid distance with which he is accustomed. Oh, gateway just connects. Well done there. Should force a pallet burn here. Gate connecting. Oh. Trying to deny the box. And won't quite be able to. Not able to duck the chain over the wreck and into the survivor there, unfortunately. Okay, so Pentimento in play immediately. That's interesting. That would have been a dull totem cleanse. If they're going to be cleansing dull totems with Pentimento here for Cenobite, it'll be a very, very long game indeed as V beckons and takes a hit. Don't know what they were looking for there. Gateway. Whoa. Hold on. Lost sight of them entirely. Okay, getting the kick. Oof. The gateway that goes nowhere in particular. And they're using this tile very damn well, to be clear. That's very impressive. Gateway. Into the tyres. A lot of ambient debris that's denying Cenobite, denying the gateways here. There's Ellen. Slow vault. Cenobite predicting it well. Turning the corner. Would love a pain res hook here. That's not going to do it. Would love a pain res hook here to keep that gen under pressure. Still regressing for what that's worth. Gateway right on them. Oof, good dodge. Turning on a dime there is Alan Ripley. Big movement over there. Everyone injured, so there are reasons to be cheerful for Cenobite, but he's lacking that clinical final touch right now. This should be a dying state. How quickly can he find a pain res hook? There goes another totem. It's plaything, but it's another opportunity for Cenobite to get Pentimento out there. And he does get Pentimento out there. Reasonably big movement here. Get this kick. I think he'll be relying on Pentimento to slow them down enough such that they're not able to get this gem under his nose. V's found the box. Where are they? Over there. Chance for a long-range gateway. Unbelievable from the Cenobite. That's a ridiculous gateway. Heading over there as quickly as possible. Gateway again. Ah, well done from V. Well done from V. Not worried about the gateway. Sticking to the box. Sticking to their guns. And doing very well. Oh, as that gateway needs to connect for Cenobite there. Just the notion that they might have respected the pallet. They do not. They throw it. Another good gateway. One question mark about Cenobite in this tournament and in previous tournaments has been his ability to accurately and repeatedly hit those gateways. He's certainly quelling those concerns here. Hoping for the vault. That was a slow vault. Oh, into a dead hard. Well done from V. Not quite able to connect there. Surely a drop. Yeah. Okay, go and move away. Pretty good moves from Cenobite, but ably and equally countered. Oh, by V as Ripley was right there. Will be an injury. One Pentimento stack gone. Aiming to replace that with another. Because that same V has found the box again. Surely somewhere over here. Indeed. Yeah, there they are. Gateway not coming out for whatever reason. A bit frustrating. Oh, loads of chains. Some of them connect him. Got to be a slow vault here. No, they managed to get around, unfortunately. And they vault, but just in a bit of delayed fashion. Cenobite gets the box. Restarts the chain hunt, gets some good intel on the remaining survivors. But that's not enough to deny a gen, unfortunately. Still, 4 gens remain. Good gateway, but right through the window, meaning that they can counter it pretty well. Nonetheless, still an injury there. And the box up on the hill. Big opportunity for Cenobite. Wasn't quite able to get the gateway on the hill, but still able to connect with it right here. Very, very good gateways. Very good chain management. And there, once again. Very good stuff. Another chain, stopping their injury speed. This is exhilarating stuff from the Cenobite. Exactly when he needs it. Great game so far. That'll be a dying state. The box right back. There goes another plaything. That is just another opportunity for a rekindled totem. And why not? Why not keep on piling up the pressure in the early game here? Chain hunts, pain res, denying gen movement, getting it regressed. As there goes Pentimento, but able to rekindle that almost immediately over here. If he wants to, but what he might want to do is just keep on the survivors. Great gateway again! Surely you're going all in on the vault if you're V. They are. They're not going to get to the pallet here. Could be dead hard. It isn't. Is the pallet save doable for them? They were thinking about it just a bit too far away as Ellen getting on the box and uncounterable, alas, for Cenobite. Okay, and sends the gateway directly into retreat. No matter. That's a very quick unhook. Deliverance for V themselves. Okay. This is the other V. So you can take this chase and not be too worried at all by any notion. Hold that thought. Oh, unbelievable. Any notion of DS, off the record, anything like that. Chance for a torch save here if they find an angle. Unbelievably, they do. Damn shame. Still, things are looking very, very good for Cenobite here. Oof. As the gateway, alas, goes wayward. Good gateway there. Ah, but just in a position. Oh, hold that thought. There's that hard. Nope. Trying to knife all the people there. Go for the pickup. Are they close enough to the pallet that the stun can happen? No. So finally, on the second time of asking, it's a 3-survivor game. Kicking the gem, snoozing the ant, getting back into place, swinging in celebration, and back to the business of Dead by Daylight. What a start for Cenobite. There is Pentimento here, but you just don't want to... You don't want to take your foot off the gas. Tempo is so important in Dead by Daylight. Once you have it, you don't want to lose it. What a play. And that, very important first hook, which will give Cenobite another bite of the pain resonance cherry. Hook there. Pentimento back in play. It is a clinic. A clinic from the Cenobite. So, 7 hooks to his name. Big gem movement here. Gonna put a stop to that. Box. Whereabouts? Over here. Be the longest gateway of all time. Surely not. No. Not even close. Not even close. Worth a go. And that at least does give you some very important intel on where the injured party is, where V is. So, you get the box, and you run, and you run, and you run, and you go for the unhook. And you get it. Oh, just a little bit high there. A little bit high. It at least keeps the survivors in sight. And that really, in a 4-gen spot like this, it's all you need. You just want to keep on chasing. If you're in chase, good things happen in a game state like this. Good connection. Dead hard after all that. Possible. Waited that out sufficiently. You can't be too careful. Some of these survivors, as there's a DC from V, some of these survivors are outrageous with their dead hard plays. Not on that occasion. A DC. And perhaps the beginning of the end here. Yeah, and if Cenobite keeps up this kind of form, you might be looking at deep playoff potential. There's a box. Lara Croft over here. Not going to stop that with a gateway. Just grateful to have the intel. You could teleport, of course. There goes another plaything totem. Injury there. Oh, dramaturgy. Hold on. Hold on. That seems like double haste, doesn't it? That's way too much haste for one instance. Yeah. No matter. Just running it conventionally here. Gateway right there. Oh, again. Once again, the gateway sensationally well placed. No chance dead hard because of dramaturgy. Another hook right there. You know, you just begin to run out of superlatives, but it's been such a sure-footed, even-keeled performance here, doing what he needs to do. Okay. Of course, such is the nature of the tournament, this could all become undone with one unfortunate hatch play. So maybe you're prioritizing finding Ripley here. And Pentimento Totem, why not? You don't get any blood points for rekindling a totem. That seems stingy. That seems incredibly stingy. Scratch mark's going this way. No, hang on. Maybe scratch mark's going this way. Yes. Good stuff. Another great gateway. They'll drop. Oh, and they'll slow vault. And they go back quickly, but it's not enough. It's not enough. No blood points for a rekindling of totem. That's very stingy. Doesn't happen very often. It's not like it's something you could easily farm. Anyway. Hook there. Now you really would rather not give away the unhook to the bot. You really would rather have a hatch situation where you're denying the hatch. The bot who might not be as tricksy with it, who might not even know about hatch being in shack. Who might be out on the periphery running in the open, not playing as stealthily as their human being teammates. There they are! Okay, great intel. Okay, so the chain hunt is active. You cannot give away free hits like that. It might now be all over bar the crying. Well, they're going to try for the unhook. They're going to foul. GG! GG. And just as the ads start, well, how fortuitous. 12 hook stages for the Cenobite.
No tears. They are a waste of good suffering.
Getting the final word in as he so often does. Okay, to the spreadsheet. What does this mean for Group F? So, Cenobite gets the full 12 hook stages. Oni, the best he can do is do the same to salvage a point. A point will keep him in play. He's not out of it if he loses here, but the path is much, much narrower. Larry's for Oni. Larry's for Oni. And an immediate sighting of Jake Park. So remember, you need 12 hook stages. You need the 4K here to salvage a point. If you can't, if you come out of this with no points, if you're Oni, your tournament isn't over. But in what is a very even tournament, you're not doing the stuff you need to have a good shot at the playoffs. And that's a pretty bad start, to be honest with you. Live gets out there, they drop a pallet, and they go away without an injury. You don't need a hook early as Oni. You really need injuries as early as you possibly can to get the blood orb economy rolling. So, tough little opening. And, okay. You force a pallet to be dropped for minimal engagement otherwise. That's not too bad. Another one drops, okay. As they're holding. The aura reading there is intriguing and would have to be object of obsession, right? That's how they were so confident about where Oni was going and just pre-drops galore here. Take the pallet but then move on, because pre-dropping, you know, it might not be anything impressive, but it is impactful and it is a good tactic and it can stall out a game here, especially against Oni, who again is still searching for that first injury. And after such a unbelievable showing, dominant even from Cenobite, this is not the start the Oni camp would have wanted. However, injury out there, finally. After so much asking and pleading. And now maybe the team begins to regret the burnt pallets. Could be a dying state here. They've got another pallet, never mind. And of course they threw that. Right. Gem pops. But again, because of the bug, we don't know where. Hold. And they do what they do best. They kept the stun and live to get away. Oof. Is it looking like one of those games for Oni? Who is a very strong competitor and surely would have been many people's choice for a deep playoff run. Maybe even a chance to win it all. But staring down the barrel of a humiliating loss to the Cenobite, and that's not when you want to see Last Mind. Do they come back for the gen under his nose? No. Getting the kick out there. Getting the power out there. Someone upstairs. Crouching. Yep, makes a lot of sense to me. There's someone in this locker. Great stuff from Oni. Using nowhere to hide. Diagnosing the kind of plays that the team are making. And finally getting in on the hooks. Now, knowing what you know, maybe you wouldn't have gone for the power in that situation. However, you damn near get it back from the hook, and there it will be again. Pop goes a weasel here. Also gives you some really good aura reading around here. There is someone who's still just waiting upstairs, so this seems very counterable for the Oni. Okay. Not sure what that was all about. Again, did you need to go for the power? Maybe. Maybe to get there quickly enough. What you could be thinking about if you're Oni is basement. Never mind. Basement's not there. Basement's in the office. Good to know. Okay, so now this is what he's been wanting. This is what he's been needing. The opportunity to get injuries, get hooks, get blood orbs, begin to rotate, begin to gain momentum. A rolling stone gathers no moss, and this moss is gonna... Injury here. I don't know what that was. I don't know what any of that was. In my head it was something. But then I said it, and alas, it turned out to be nothing. Ada, taking chase, get in the vault. Have you watched Slate? He has really good commentary. It's like you're watching a sport the way he commentates DBD. Nice, okay. Ada thinking that Oni would entertain the palate, he does not. They try and flee the scene, and that will be a dying state. Another hook here. The 2 gens remaining. 2 gens remaining. He is still going to need a turnaround here. As one goes back upstairs. As they vault that. Hold on. It's dropping down here, which they might not expect. They absolutely do expect. Going back up and over. Do they drop down immediately? They do not. Fair play. Okay, gotta put some pressure on the gens here. Moving across the map. Getting this pallet broken. Nice. Needed that. Needed that, because now you have a situation where you got someone on hook and someone else about to go on hook. It's such a powerful situation as killer. Just keeps the game stalled out, so you'll get more blood orbs here. Getting the kick. Sadly, Poco's Weasel. Aura reading right there. They surely know that Oni can see them. If they do, they're not really countering it. And this just isn't really doing anything for Oni. In fact, they weren't going that way. They pivoted away. There's the unhook. Maybe head back, trying to keep pressure up here. Nice. It's a dash hit on the ninja party. Not the most important thing there, but what is important is making sure you're rotating through the hooks, and he does that. More blood orbs there. Was a recent buff to Oni to give blood orbs upon getting a hook. 4 blood orbs, I think it is. It's noticeable. It's noticeable. Some people are very excited by that. All the excitement left me about 10 years ago, but I understand why people are excited. You'd love a dying state here without having to use your power. However, that's live. Well, was it? Was it? They didn't seem to get a lot of distance with that, did they? They won't get to the pallet. Dying state there. 6th hook. If Oni can indeed get it. Yes. 6th hook. Blood Wolves from the hook into the power. Send that. And you have gem movement over here. Do you find whoever was here? Scratch marks. Where's they go? In here? Worth a look. Worth a look. Actually no idea where they've gone. There's the unhook. Maybe just head back. Looking for the person who got the unhook as opposed to Elodie, however. It's a shame, but you've got to go after whoever you find, and it is not a bad thing at all for the Oni to be enjoying a 3 survivor situation. Never mind. Always a possibility. Is why you did want to go after whoever got the unhook. Now, make sure you're kicking the gen. Maybe looking for auras. You see none. No other choices right now other than to take this chase. Maybe get your power along the way. No real movement there. I'll be able to check this gen in quite some time. But I mean, there you go, DS. DS right there, that's the power of that perk. This is a different game state if you're able to get a survivor out of there. Got your power. Again, the ideal way of doing this is getting the dying state conventionally without it and then having it for afterwards. As they drop a pallet, they vote immediately and live, but they just had to take a bit too circuitous of a path. So, hook here. The process being, you get the hook, you head to this, the most scariest of the gens, get the kick, see if there's anyone hanging around. There is not, you send it. 7 hook stages for the Oni. Don't concern yourself with that. It's all about the 4K. Very, very simple for Oni. Has to get a 4K. Gem pops here. Desperately unfortunate. Ooh, as there is... Ada! Oh, should have been able to capitalize on that Oni. Devastating that he wasn't able to. Turning the corner. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Ruinous. However, regroups. Gets a dying state, but it's just not enough. Needed to find a way to get a survivor out of this game. It's a Chucky situation here. All death hook. No kills. Chance of the 4E. Very small chance of the 4K. If you're going to play like this, at the very, very least, you need Grim Embrace or Pain Rares or, you know, something that rewards spreading out the hooks. As it stands, he's got nothing, and he is looking down the barrel of a 4E. Okay, so taking chase here. Just needed a bit of hesitation. Kicking. Pivoting left. You need this to be closed down really quickly, and that will not help. Getting the power out there. You might just need your power and then go on a slugging rampage. I think that's what you do. I think that's what you do. So I think you pivot to the gate over here. Hope they've not opened it yet. There's the noise. They do not open. Okay. Pivot around. Ooh. No, do you know what? You've got to take the kill and hope that they don't have time to get to the other gate. Hater there. Blood orbs. The only question remains, is there enough blood orbs to get the power back? Gates open. But it's just so tough now to see a way in which they're ever going to stay in the trial. Because there's just no scratch marks for Ada there. There they are. There's the power. And someone's already left, so it is all over. A spirited attempt in the endgame. But once again, you see why tunneling is so prevalent, because if you don't tunnel, you get a game state like this, and you get a 3E. Aye, 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 aye. And then you get an EZ. GG. If you are asking the question, why do killers tunnel? Exhibit A. Just EZ. Alright, Elodie. Cenobite gets to win. 36 hooks there. Oni, angry about it as well he might be. Suffers a loss. Alright, we're going now to Billy versus Houndmaster. Good lord. Billy's still in play, has 2 games left to play. Houndmaster would like the win, but is not out of it if they lose. Very, very interesting group this. Very even. We'll get it going with Billy. Borgo. Shattered Square for Billy. Actually an okay map. Forgotten Ruins would have been tough. Shattered Square, absolutely fine. Seems like the team have brought some kind of offering that stops them becoming clustered. Oof, and that is an unbelievably fast hook for Billy here. Maybe the fastest of the tournament so far. Ridiculous. He is on the board immediately as they run through. Hold on. Trying to counter them there. Faking out the rev, getting the M1. There it is. Pivoting to Shack. Okay. Just hold. See what they do. Nice! And that should force pallet burn. If not, it's a dying state. Just having a look over here. Cheeky little early slug. Billy's just testing the waters. A matchup in which he knows he's going to have to perform well. Unbelievable from Billy. This is outrageous stuff. He has come here with 1 goal, and that's a 4K. Right, can he get over to Shack and get the other hook here? Either way, he's feeling good about that. Okay, someone on the gen over there, someone all the way by main. No issues with getting this hook. Maybe the temptation to slug and go after that gen, but not going to. Not going to. Going to take a very, very good early game state here. Head to the gen. It will pop, but maybe a chance of getting them afterwards. Unless... Ooh, it won't pop. Hold on just a second. Now, if you're Billy, you are delighted that you're able... Oh, unlucky. You're able to chase the healthy survivor, thereby forcing V, the injured party, to go for the unhooks, which they probably do not want to be doing. That's not a good chainsaw to be doing. You're not going to get around 2 corners like that. And V begins unhooking. Okay, so Fung's done some good stuff here. Enduring. Countering the pallet stun nicely in the blind. There are the unhooks. Oh, worth a go in case they weren't paying attention. Should be the M1 here. It'll be close. Here's the M1. The stun. Just gets the blind. If they hadn't got that blind, they would have been in huge trouble. But fair play to Fung Min, who's single-handedly allowed the team to reset here. And credit to V, who was there for the other hooks, you know. Cheryl? What on earth? What on earth was that? It should have been a gimme. It should have been a dying state. Cheryl, no reason to be there. But somehow slipped away. Deary, deary, deary me. Billy feeling a bit salted up by that, and why not? There we go. Hard earned. So be another hook. Probably got the idea in this game, in this lobby, that he'll want to leave Fung Min alone. Seems to be the real creme de la creme of the gamers here. No Tinkerer. Very good to see. Very good to know. Oof. Just get around the wall. Just cut it a bit too fine. Slid around the debris admirably. But not able to connect. And now the team could begin to rebuild. We'll keep them away from any potential windows. Get right up on them here. Big opportunity. Whoa! It almost was another miss. And he would have hit the ceiling if that hadn't connected. Okay, another hook. Into Tinkerer, into Barbecue. Big opportunity here. Oh. Just hitting some debris. Okay, getting the kick. he unhooked back here? Overdrive, but not quite able to find the line that he needed. Again, that kind of move will not be fooling a survivor like this Fang. Ooh, how did that not connect? Well played from V. Could be the M1 here. Got the pallet, they don't vault. Big opportunity here for Billy. That's one of the most ridiculous dodges I've ever seen. This team have woken up. This is going to be no stomp for Billy, as it maybe looked like it might be early on. M1 there. Keeps him on the pallet. Tinkerer over there. Trying to fake out the pallet there. They still won't burn, and Billy won't be able to get the M1, and they don't burn the pallet there either. 2 Tinkerers now. Things are falling apart. What is going on? How did this happen? There's proof that the beginning of the game is not the end, if proof were needed, and then the blinds double up. Is it Champion the Light? It is not. Keeping on the injured party. Unbelievable stuff from there. Oh, what? Hold on, the pallet's done and dead hard? No. What? What went on? Did they burn the pallet and then they dead-hearted? Stiptic? No, they've still got their medkit. What are we looking at here? What's happening? How is this happening? Another gen pops. It's just the most outrageous of turnarounds against Billy here. Stopping and staring. They don't seem to be fearful of Billy at all. Another gen pops. What on earth is going on? I don't burn that pallet. I want to keep Shack pallet in play. They've got another one here. Not going to connect, and they just don't care. They're not even throwing. They're back to Shack. What is this game? Jesus. Okay, well, gotta leave that chase. There's Fang, who has had Billy's number all game long. I really am gobsmacked. You can hear a pin drop in the Billy camp right now. A celebratory, almost raucous atmosphere after that unbelievable start. But now things are going incredibly poorly for him. Houndmaster has been given a massive reprieve here with some late game heroics on the part of these survivors. Should be a dying state, barring dead hard, and who knows at this point. Will be a hook. Got blinded by Fang, and then they had endurance. Could be Rick's perk. We'll certainly be reviewing the builds here, because something outrageous has happened. At the very least, it will be a 3-survivor game. Gotta keep pressure on these gens. Chasing Fang is a fool's errand right now. Cheryl. Now that's someone who you could maybe be a bit happier in chasing. That says Tinkerer. Gotta be a drop. Going for the stun there. Kind of outrageous. Not quite getting the turn that he needed. Cheryl vaults. Overdrive here. Could deny the window. Do they go for the window? The fake is absolutely diabolical. What happened to this team? Where did they come from? A near miss again. Very unfortunate. Nice stay there. Gonna take the hook and hope that you can get to a gate before it opens. As the gate's moving. Is there any chance here? Is there any chance? You need a clean line, and you might have got it. Yeah, they're forced away. But of course it's fun. Well, I say that. I mean, what survivor do you want to chase here as Billy? There's only bad options. Turn in the corner. Going chainsaw. Okay. Okay, and you love the notion of hooking, garnering some intel here. Where is V? Are you going to see him with barbecue? You'd love to see him with barbecue. You see him with barbecue. Ah, they've opened the game. So it looks like it will be a 10-hook performance for Billy. GG. Well, honestly, with how that game was looking in the mid to end game, you take that. But good Lord in heaven, what a turnaround for that team. It's Badham. It's Badham, an unlucky get for Houndmaster here. Follow Snug's trail. No killer instinct, okay. Just slingshot off to the other gens. As there is Yui, who may not have noticed where Houndmaster was. Sprint burst? No. There's an injury. Big opportunity here. Right, hang on. Send Snug down here. Alright, brilliant. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're dying state regardless. Down here, you're very fortunate to have basement down here. There's 2 different Badhams for any killer. Badham with basement here and Badham without basement here. If you have basement here, it is just so much better because taking a dying state down here doesn't take you several business days to get the hook, you know? So, very lucky Houndmaster. The DC! The DC from them this early in the game on Badham is frankly ludicrous. Getting a kick out there as well. Also allows you to see if there's anyone making an early move to the school, which it didn't look like there was. There's a bit of movement down here.
Fine, you rat.
Maybe, maybe not. Okay. In that case, don't worry about that. Head over to Shack. Well, there certainly is some movement. And they're not going to finish the gen. Just purely for the killer instinct. Yeah, okay. Good stuff. Ah, sprint burst. Obviously makes a lot of sense. Right, go again. And again. We said it time and time again. The search function on Snug just so good. For many reasons, the speed notwithstanding, but also the fact that it just fakes out the survivors and sends them right into your path. It's huge. Okay. The hook there. Very high chance that after the basement hook, someone's going to be heading down to this gen, and indeed that is the case. That looks like a locker killer instinct to me. Either that or they're waiting by the pallet. Alright.
Fine.
Send Snug all the way back there. Maybe get a kick out here. Would love to start getting some scourge hooks here. Until such a time, just keep on the patrol. Don't get too antsy. If you're Houndmaster, you've got a very, very good game state ahead of you. And there's the bomb. As Rick just flees the scene. Oof. The temptation to go after Rick as he sprint bursted into the Houndmaster's waiting arms was substantial, but you do have to bomb here.
Fine.
Use the search, get the speed. What on earth? Good lord, we've been seeing a lot of hiding from survivors. The bot's getting in on the action as well. Absolutely no idea where they could be. Presumably lucky break for Yui there. Allows them to beat a hasty retreat, and there goes a gen. Okay. If you're Houndmaster, you can't let that change the tempo and the direction of the game. So it's big killer instinct around here. It's Rick and it's James. Thinking that someone is sticking around here? Nope, okay. Just losing survivors repeatedly now. Not much of anything happening for the Houndmaster. Thankfully, the gens have been pretty quiet in response, but that won't be the case forever. Oh, thank God for the bot. Thank God for the bot giving away a very important Painless token here. I didn't say Rick James that time, I said Rick and James. Because it was Rick Grimes and James Sunderland. To be clear.
Find me a rat.
Snug, find anyone down below? No. Pivoting back. Seems already like this team are playing incredibly cautiously. Is this gen still regressing? It is. Gen moving all the way over there, perhaps? Oh, there we go. Rick. In shack. Trying to commit. Just supposed to get away. Trying to get chase out there. Connects. Good stuff. Houndmaster loses a gen. But again, that visual bug, which I'm growing to absolutely detest. We have no idea where the gen is. Great. Oh. The stun of Snarg is ruinous. Fault. Fair play. You're thinking with the additional pressure that Snug was putting on, you'd be able to see them vaulting, but no such thing. As Rick goes a pallet on the wrong side. Okay, so will be another Painrez hook, a vital Painrez hook, and now 2 survivors on Death Hook. Oof. As presumably James tries to go for the save. And then no scratch marks there either. Lucky break for sure on Yuri, but there's some weird stuff going on here besides.
Sick.
Right, send Snug the other way. No killer instinct there? Very surprising. Okay. Hold on. Not entirely sure what that's all about. Could be Ghost Note, something of the like. Ooh, it's James! Playing it way too cautiously. Doesn't get the unhook. It is Ghost Notes. Look at how quickly those scratch marks passed. Where are they? Well, in that case, that'll be all she wrote, and that'll be a kill, unless interrupting there. Oh. What she should have done is maybe use Snug to get the chase, deny the hook that way. It was the finest of margins on the unhook there. What a play that might have been. Okay, so Jagged Compass gives you the intel on this gen. Nice. That's not just connects beneath the pallet. Injury there.
Extra bones for you.
All the way through. Very good, very good, very good. Oh. Okay, Snug takes a really annoying line that gives Houndmaster a bit of speed, but not enough. Not concerned by the pallet there. Gonna swing through for the M1. And this will be the final Painrez stack, unless... James! A possibly fatal error on the pallet. I mean that sincerely. That might have just swung the game back in the Houndmaster's favour. Does get the unhook. But that Painrez hook, turning 2 into 1 here, that could be huge. Far too early. It's not easy. It's not easy with these pallet saves. The timing is very precise. Things just going the Houndmaster's way there. As it's Rick getting the gem. Remember, it will be Sprint Burst here. You want them to use it in an unproductive way. You want them to be on this side. Indeed they are. Oh god, what are they doing? Why are they there? Stiptic? It's Stiptic. And they'll get to the pallet with it, alas. Never mind, it wasn't Stiptic. Oof. Or if it was, they maybe just ran out of time. Not entirely sure. Whatever the case, it is a hook. It is Houndmaster's 8th. With 2 gens left, feeling very, very good about this game. Big movement here. That'll be stalled out by the kick.
Sick.
Sending Snug down below. Says the fall. This will be the 9th hook. Not enough for the win.
Look at you.
Not enough for the win, but a good step forwards. 2 survivors left with 2 gens remaining. Very, very good game state for the Houndmaster. 9th hook. Jagged compass showing her that this is still the furthest along gen. And James takes a hit. And gives up. Okay. This now becomes very interesting. What you might do if you're Houndmaster is try and get James all the way over to this hook. It just allows you to set up on Shack to deny hatch. And then Houndmaster has very, very good anti-gate tech. So as long as you can shut hatch, as there are scratch marks here. Hold on. Lara's here, but they're on the wrong side. They're on the wrong side for now. Hatch and shut. Okay, well played by Houndmaster. Doing what she needed to do. Scratch marks still around Shack, perhaps? Hang on. They had a key! Good Lord in heaven, they had a key! Key value, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. GG, well played. Good luck with next. James Sunderland's not happy. Houndmaster's not happy either. Good Lord in heaven, the key. They had it all along. And it means Houndmaster and the Houndmaster team put the champagne on ice. It is a tie between Billy and Houndmaster. Houndmaster ends on 6 points. An unbeaten run here for her. Billy on 3 points, 34 hooks to his name. Let's resort Group F and work this out, because that was a twist in the tail that no one saw coming. Okay, Houndmaster is on top. If we go over to the seeding table over here, Houndmaster is on top of the seeding table with a 12 hook per game performances up to this point. They would leapfrog Billy in such a tiebreaker. Therefore, in spite of the draw, Houndmaster is still through. Okay, that's not the right shade of green. That's not the right cell. Try again. Try again. Houndmaster is still through. Not necessarily as group winner, but certainly through to the playoffs in some capacity. And Oni is further behind on hook differential, so could also get 6 points, but would not have enough hooks to leapfrog Houndmaster. Deathslinger is technically still in with a chance. Slinger would need to beat Cenobite and then would be hoping for a draw between Billy and Oni. So there is a path for Deathslinger, albeit a relatively narrow one. It will be Onryo versus Singularity. Neither of whom can clinch the playoffs here, and neither of whom would be necessarily knocked out. Sadako. Kicking things off for Group G. Group G, relatively even. Ghostface is languishing a little bit. But it really is anyone's game here, so they'll be looking for a strong start. There's your open injury. Oh, and they just overstepped there, and that could be a dying state. It is. Hoping to turn that into a pain res hook, and she will. Decent start. Decent start. As he unhook into pain res into some very important aura reading here. And stopping the window vault. The window wasn't even there. Very, very good stuff. Trying to get him away from this gen. There goes Alucard. And get a kick out there. Just to stop them committing to the gen while she's searching for a hook for Michaela. Prioritizing pain res here. And there will be a very convenient pain res hook right there. As long as she's taking dying states on this side of the map, she's delighted. As soon as there's a chase on the other side of the map, that will not be as good, obviously, for pain res. Maybe start teleporting now, because there's been precious little in terms of condemnation spread around here. Hoping maybe an outside chance that Alucard will drop that pallet. There's the unhook. Okay. The heal on the hook. Ace takes an injury. Very noble. Protecting Michaela just off the hook there. How about this? How about a little bit of something weird? Teleporting upstairs. Using the speed to slingshot over here. Maybe forgot about the door that needs to be kicked, but still, nonetheless. Nonetheless, looking to keep on the chase here. Bad area for Ace to be. Just a window there, no pallet to speak of, and that'll be another dying state. A gen pops. But as we were saying, this is a very pain res rich area. Let's get the hook, get the teleport. And finding Alucard. Could be an M1 here. Yeah, there is. Just overstepping. And they're not kicking the pallet. Big decision for Alucard. They do vault. They don't vault back, however, and no live means it's another dying state. Well played by Sadako. Good start. But we've seen this on a couple of occasions now. Killers not focusing targets out of the game, spreading out hooks, and it leads almost invariably to something short of a 4K. So maybe time to decide who you're going after. It could be Alucard off the hook. Could be someone else. No chance for pain res. Good little move around the pallet. How about teleporting here, using that speed to maybe be disruptive, be confusing, maybe meet Michaela around this side of main? There's a non-zero chance. It has not worked out. Where did they go? Where did they go? They kept on going this way. Damn. Lack of awareness there from Sadako. That gen's still regressing. Get another teleport out there. Ooh, very, very good stuff. And the speed out the TV. Exactly what she needed to counter the pallet. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm going to try and go for basement here. Again, just thinking about a possibility of getting a survivor out there as soon as possible. Basement could be a good way of doing that. If indeed you get the hook. Oh, she does. A little bit closer than she would have liked. And lacking condemnation, but finding ways to teleport very fortuitously among the survivors. Having said that, wasn't able to find Kate as quickly as she would have liked. Z-Wall? Using it purely for lithe. Damn shame. Injury there. Survivors these days. They don't know what they're missing with the Z-Wall. That's a great fake, but Starko's still able to get the lunge and get the hit. There is that unhook on Michaela. 6 hooks for Sadako here. At a very early stage, and 2 survivors she could go after to make this a 3 survivor kind of situation. Michaela, one of them. And anticipating some movement here. And there she is. Although a slightly easier chase with Ace, so maybe well worth it to do that. Balanced landing, okay. Well, presumably. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that was simply injury speed for them there. There's the unhook and the heel to the left. Oh, caught in 2 minds between teleporting and going after Ace. And in the end, teleported on such a delay that they're able to get the heal. So they vault? They do. They do. Gotta start getting rid of these doors. Maybe teleport ahead of them. And if you turn around here, do you see them in front of you? You don't see them, but you do see Ace. Who is not Death Hook, but is the only injured party. Gotta be a fake out on this, right? No? Fair enough. Good job from Ace. Gets to the double window. Gets to another pallet. Just holds off for a bit too long. Generator over here. Probably Alucard. Alucard's the only one who's really been moving that gen to any great degree. Whoever it is, they've fled the scene well. Okay. Maybe time to play it a bit more nastily. Bang, stay there. There you go. That's exactly what you need. You need it to be a 3 survivor game. Hoping for no DS. No DS it is. Okay, 3 survivors. Exactly what she was looking for. Out here. No lithe, however, so there's your... There's your injury. How about something like this? Teleport. Slingshot. And... not going to get him. They were wise to whatever Sadako was doing there. And that makes it a 1-gen game. There's Kate. There's Kate. They didn't realise what was going on as it was a bit too late. They flee the tile. They are. They're going periphery here. Very peculiar. They will have this pallet. It's not misconcerning of pallets. Ooh, God. Okay. Go around here. Should a red stain come back? Yep, the vault there makes a lot of sense. It is live! Do they get back to the pallet with that? They do. But with the... oh, God. With the bloodlust, you were going to say that Starko can manage this. And does, just, but not after a lot of heartache. Or not before a lot of heartache, I should say. 2 survivor situation. Finding Alucard almost immediately. Such a great find. Because Alucard being on hook will mean that there is time to get back to Shaq. And look to deny Hatch for Michaela. Should she even be going for hatch? Maybe she's thinking about other things. Maybe will actually go for the unhook. Remains to be seen. How Alucard acts here will be very informative. Never mind! Okay, so Michaela right by Shaq. Dead on hook. Dying state there. And you don't need to worry about hatch if you can close down a chase like that. GG. What a start for Starko. 12 hook stages from it. And now let's get the Left 4 Dead achievement. Can't remember. Sorry. Larry's not a great map for Singularity here. Tough to get big biopod coverage. See what he can do here. Brilliant. Things like that means that, you know, Singularity doesn't get too many outings outside of the World Cup. Chance of any biopods. There we go. Good connection there. There. And good move. Good move. Some of these rooms you can kind of predict survivor movements. That's what Singularity did on that occasion. Okay. So pop goes a weasel on the table here. If you can find that one gen that is moving, and this will be the one. There is a boon in play. Want to deal with that. Don't know what it could be, but you certainly can't be dealing with something like Shadow Step, and it obviously might have been. Need more biopods here. That one probably not too important. Not quite able to connect with the slipstream. So, Lara flees the scene. Good injury there. Bit of movement on that gem, but no one currently on it. So continuing the chase is Singularity. Bit of a moonwalk there. Works. Surprisingly works. Boundary pallet save. It will be second hook. A gen does pop. Right, with the benefit of machine learning. You've got undetectability, you've got haste. You've also got a big kick to apply to that generator. There we go. So, huge, huge, huge opportunity here. You've got undetectability and haste, and you will have some. You will have that for quite some time. Fair play to them, running this well. Oof. Okay, can't just rest on your laurels with that. Teleporting straight pallet. Still got a little bit left of the endurance and the haste, but very, very good run here from the leader. They do enough to get back to the vault and find another. That was absolutely absurd. Not punished as much as he could have been. Boon's back. Got to get rid of that. Okay. Get a pallet out there. It's an unforced error from Singularity. Played it way too aggressively there, trying to get a free pallet burn while not giving up the dying state, and just handed the pallet save on a silver platter. Really, really poor. Really poor. And against a killer who's already put up 12 hook stages, you can't make mistakes like that. Okay. Flashbang. You know what? After what happened before, why not give it a go? Gem pops over there. Oh, big slipstream. And the aura reading there after. Damn. EMP denies any chance for a teleport. Fogfile. Anticipating that they're just straight moving in for the unhook. I don't think it was Lara who used a Fogfile. I think it was Kate, and they might not be thanking them for it. There's the unhook. Injury there, although I've no idea how that connected. A million miles away. That dying state. So 2 gens left. At the very least, there will be a survivor on Death Hook, but I get the feeling it might be a little bit too little too late. To get the slipstream out there. Not that many biopods actually in play, but the ones that are in play are in pretty good positions, so getting some value from them, though surely not as much as he would like to. Really desperately trying to get the teleport there. Might not need it. No, there's a dying state. Hoping for no pallet save. Too far away from the field of play. Good stuff. It's a big opportunity for Pop. And never set a biopod above any of these remaining gens, so that one is completed, unfortunately. Oop. Going this way and that. Oh, not finding anyone. Biopod just blocked off by a bit of wall there. Fogfile. Again, the Fogfile, not the be-all and end-all. Trying to stop him from getting to the pallet. Does so. And dying state there. Okay. You know they're going to want to save. Injury there. Okay. Denying them any chance of a pallet save unless it's DS. Flashbang too late. Injury there. Lara going to take another hit. We'll have to here. They won't be able to. Okay. So there's a hook. 2 injured parties. All of a sudden, their devotion to saving their friend could have turned this game around in Singularity's favour. But as Singularity does, he misses the opportunity and whiffs. Three injuries, pretty important there. They try and leave the room. They do, and not only do they try, they succeed. Oh, the EMP denies the teleport. Singularity just spewing biopods every which way. The good news is, another injury there, so no one healthy, no one able to take hits. Very much could be Dark Theory, so turn around, get this snuffed. The final gem. If there's something to be happy about, at the very least, it gives unstability and haste to the Singularity, and that allows a hook right there. No way out is in play, and they have yet to tap a gate. So, it's not over yet. It is not over yet. No one on this gate. Get the bipod up there. Try to get over to this gate as quickly as possible. Still no one's tapped the gates. That's a big blunder from this team. Gotta find a way of tapping the exit panel for a situation just like this one. So, there is no way out on the other gate. Have a look. Through here. Damn shame. Okay. The unhook and the heal. Chasing the death hook Lara. Injury there. The turn and the shake of the head. Maybe should have been focusing more on getting some distance, because as it stands, you're not going anywhere with that. Quickly have a glance over here. Get another slipstream out there. Another hook. Remember, the 4K is what has to happen. There is still a long, long road until that can happen. However, EMP, they're not on the gates. You're mainly there for the intel. They are here. Have they got an EMP? They haven't. Huge, huge teleport. Just do that, just to try and prevent them from getting this stun. Ugh. They find it nonetheless. It's a good chase to be taking, plus you see scratch marks for the other Lara. This could be huge. Lara was right there to get the EMP out there. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. There they are. Ooh, it's a bit of a throw from Lara here. You need to stay out of sight. You've not been able to, and all of a sudden, Singularity has the green light to try and prevent the escape by slugging in the endgame. Needs one hit, needs them to make one mistake. Oh, as Kate gets up. Is it unbreakable? Is it the boon? Dying state there. Kate going to the gate. Gonna try and stop them. There they are. Oh, what happens first? Do they get the gate or does Singularity teleport? He teleports. Does he get him? He does. If it is exponential, however, Lara will be getting up. So can Singularity get back to them? Moving out there, listening intently to Dying State here. Oh, GG. GG. What an unbelievable endgame for Singularity. After a kind of neither here nor there game. Didn't really use his power all that well. Got looped fairly regularly for a fair amount of time, but he somehow locks in the endgame. Gets the 4K, salvages a draw. And a very important draw for fans of Ghostface. Ghostface now, with a win over Wraith, has a very real shot at becoming a playoff contender. Okay, Blight on top with 5 points. Singularity, Wraith and Onryo all on 4 points. Singularity with the most hooks. Wraith in third with 29 and Onryo in fourth with 26. But Ghostface now, with a win over Wraith, could put himself firmly in the running for a playoff spot. It is looking like an incredibly even game, and with a win here, Ghostface can make it more even still. Right, Ghosty, Haddonfield. Oof, tough map for Ghosty. Probably not going to get too much in the way of stealth plays or surprise plays out there in a map that is so open. Aside from the houses, but there's only so much you can do while staying in the houses. I think here you're probably just waiting and seeing from which direction you're revealed. Unless you can get all the way to this house without being spotted. And that's not going to happen. Hanato spies Ghosty. Yeah, just such a tough get for Ghosty. There is movement up here, but no doubt they'll hear Ghosty coming and get out of there. Indeed they will. It's Ace, and it's the injury for Ace. As soon as they turn the corner, go stealth and see if that confuses them. It certainly does not confuse them. So they burn pallet immediately. They do! Okay. Big play for Ghostface for sure. You know, anything you can do on Haddonfield, you've got to be happy with. This might be a free injury. Certainly a free pallet burn from Hanato, yeah. And in fact, you get to push Hanato all the way back to the dying state. So it gets a pallet out there as well. The quicker you can get rid of those main street pallets, the happier you are. Lara might be looking for some kind of save here. Nope. Okay, so it will be a hook. Eventually. But good stuff, you know. Eking every little bit out of the opening situation that he could. And just, again, trying to get rid of these pallets as soon as possible. Should be a drop here. If it isn't, it's an injury. So there you go. A reasonably quick opening hook. A couple of injuries to boot. The instinct always to fake on that vault. They don't. Fair play to them. There's a pallet there now, apparently. It's all a moot point. It will be a dying state. Alright. We were saying a lot about tough map for Ghostface this. Scary map for Ghostface that. He's not having a bit of it. He's getting the job done. Another hook. And stealth inside the house. Hold on. Oh, it was the plant. There were leaves from the plant clipping through the wall, and Ghosty was maybe thinking they might have been a survivor right there. Indeed or not. Any chance of getting the exposed status? 99ing. 99ing. Completely okay there. You're going to leave Ghosty's going to leave Hinata alone for later. Maybe make use of that 99 mark at a more pivotal point. Go after Ace here. And Ace again, leading Ghostface back to a very important position. Relatively close to where that hook is. They can shake their head all they like. They've only got themselves to blame. I'm sorry to say. There'll be another look. Looking out for where the gens are. Okay, movement on Main Street. Movement on Main Street. But with 5 gens left, if you're Ghosty, maybe you're more focused on getting back to the hook, denying these kind of heals. And if Lara can't get away, and if it isn't dead hard, that'd be another dying state there. Very, very risky to heal beneath the hook when you know that Ghosty's nearby. But DS is a good counter, of course. As there's the mark on Hanato and the driver's license, that purple add-on. 20% of gen regression like that and blocking the gen. Very, very good call. Maybe a possibility if you Ghosty that you pop that too soon. You'd rather get the immediate dying state, but there is reason to do that. It does help the game state quite a lot. Hold, 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 hold. Huge play from Ghosty. He is pulling out all the stops on what is a very tough map. And the hook over here. The only mark against him. Not really been using Pop Goes Weasel. Hanato's seen enough. Didn't like any of that. Maybe didn't like the hit through the pallet. And they'll take no further part in this game. Ghosty stealthing up. Maybe getting some more... Was going to try for some more driver's license value. Unfortunate. Back on Lara. And have to drop here, surely. Yeah. And do they get back to the pallet here? Got the vault. Well played from Lara. Saw what Ghosty wanted to do. Yeah, and you've got to put out all the stops. Trying to elicit the fake. Dead hard? There it is. Seen for all the world like a dead hard situation. Decisive strike and dead hard, those go together quite often. Alright. What's very good about this now is that you see the bot has been unhooked over here, heading this way. Potential for a nice, easy exposed hit. Maybe easier than you could possibly imagine. Or we're reading there as well from the add-on. No, sorry, from I'm All Ears. Exposed hit. Death hook for Hanato. Is he going to try for the heal? Very, very risky. Okay. Take the hit on Ace. Ace has given up. And no doubt, in Ghosty's mind, you take that Death hook every day of the week and then go after Lara. Who has this pallet? Doesn't drop it! Oh, and try to dead hard. Very peculiar. I'd love to see that again, because it looked like they got it. It looked like we did see the beginnings of the animation. But apparently not. It will be a dying state. Laurie Strode, by the way, is in this game. Maybe just, you know, perusing the familiar sights, because they have had no active part in the game so far. You'd love to find where they are. It's been such a good game, but you are in danger of losing it to Hatch right now. And no one's going to be saving a bot in a situation like this. So this now, finding Hatch here, is the difference between a 9-hook game and a 12-hook game. And maybe should have been thinking about that. Maybe should have enjoyed the good game state to actively search for Laurie. Does Ghosty get lucky? Is Hatch, for instance, here? No. Oof. Nervy stuff. Scratch marks. Going in which direction? In this direction. Into the house. And there they go. Oh, they're so far away. You need the exposed status. It's that simple. Right, move around the house. You're just hoping that Hatch isn't behind the house. There it is. There it is. Huge. That is absolutely enormous. Okay, can you find Laurie? Yes, you can. Gets a bit of luck, does Ghosty, but you need a bit of luck in a tournament like this. Hatch is shut. Laurie's exposed. And everything else should click into place as they do vault. Live, no live. And what a performance it is. Not over yet. But it's tough to see a way out of this for Laurie. Do they vault? They do. GG. GG. He's done what he needs to do, got the 4K, and whatever Wraith does here, Ghosty will not be eliminated in round 4. It is a much, much, much better path for him if he does get the win. But even if it's just a draw, he has a chance. A very technical chance, but a chance. If Wraith doesn't get the 4K, I think Wraith is out of contention, which is a thing I've been so focused on Ghostface. Wraith could be out of the playoffs with a loss. Very important game for Wraith. Here we go. So Wraith needing a 4K. Anything less than a 4K, a loss for the Wraith, and he will be out of the playoffs. Big, big, big stuff here. Hearing noises upstairs. Are they going to be wise to what Wraith is doing? Kicking the door. Then uncloaking as soon as possible. Big opportunity here. That's Onryo vault. No bounce landing. Oh, but it is live. As Fung DCs. Oh, my giddy aunt. It's going to be a null and void game, which, with a swing like that, maybe Wraith is happy about. You can't play a game in which someone immediately DCs. And again, maybe the Wraith camp are delighted about that. Yep, absolutely delighted with that at the Wraith camp. Okay, Wraith. After an immediate DC, looking for an actual honest-to-goodness game here on the Suffocation Pit. Needs a 4K. Anything less than a 4K, he is out of contention. He is eliminated. Bit of movement here. Blocking off the pallet. Getting the M1. Good start. Oh no, there's an AFK survivor. And they're away. Okay. For a moment, we were wondering and fearing possibly another null and void game as they're going to get to the window. Vault while cloaked. Uncloak here. They get to this pallet. They will. Hopefully they pre-drop. They don't. Okay, they know their stuff. Wraith might have his... Ooh! Might have his work cut out for him. They just overexert themselves on the right-hand side of the tile. That will be a dying state. And the pain res hook up ahead. Okay, a fine start. Stayed focused on the chase. Closed it down quickly. Now looking for which gen to go to next, as here is Michonne. And Wraith will be able to punish that kind of situation all day long. Kick in the door. Already, I think the team are very happy with the choice. With the choice of the pallet breaking, window vaulting, gen kicking add-on. Gotta be a drop here. It will be. They don't vault back. Can't say that. Going right back to pain res. A shame that a gen pops. Still worth getting aggression out there on the rest of the gens. Dead hard is a good shout. Temptation to go for the injury there. Palpable. Okay, yep. They didn't expect the uncloak there. I've seen that 1,000 times. Spamming the vault to try and stop a Wraith who wants to kick it while cloaked. Well countered. Well countered by Wraith. And there should be a dying state here. It is. It is. And another Scourge Hook. Another bit of pain res. Some very, very swift gem regression here. And Spying V. Moving over for the unhook. Uncloaking. Right in front of them. They won't get to the pallet. And back on this tile. Oh, and they wanted to do the vault thing as well to counter the cloak. Not quite going to make that happen. Pallet here. Oh, well played. Well played. No fear for them there. However, they want the window and they won't get it. Good line taken from Wraith. Is this the point at which you use your 4th and final pain res token if you're Wraith? Honestly, if they were a close enough hook, they probably wouldn't have, but considering the hooks are a bit sparse, why not? Unfortunate that that gen pops. Still. Kicking the pallet there. Healing going on here. Do they commit to it? Did they get it? Oh, trying to circle around, and well body blocked by Thalita. Very well body blocked there. The unhook from Michonne, probably not what you're focusing on here. The immediate double back. Nope. Oh. A bit of an ambitious swing. You're hoping for the server to meet you halfway on that one, and it unfortunately will not. So 4 hooks, 2 gens done. Pain was entirely finished with. You've got full no way out stacks. And they've played Wraith like a fiddle on that one. That'll be a kick. Bit of an overlong chase, the kind of chase that Wraith has not been seeing too much of so far this game. They're going to get to another pallet. And they don't burn it. Unbelievable. Good play, good play. And borrowing dead hard, there's your dying state. In fact, no dead hard, because if I recall, they dead harded pretty much immediately off the hook. Maybe go basement. Could have been an option. The pallet there was a bit too scary. Instead takes the hook that's close by and looks to get back on the gens as swiftly as possible. No movement there. This was a pressure point right at the very beginning. And it is again. Trying to body block here. Successfully. Injury on V. And they commit to the pallet. Get him to drop it. Just go through. Yep. Fair enough. Another good Wraith counter. Just stay right under the pallet. Wraith's got to uncloak. And you get a pretty lengthy stun thereafter. However, they find themselves with a Godfiller. Oh! I don't think they expected the uncloak. That's a huge play for Wraith. You didn't want that chase going on any longer. The hit through the pallet. Unfortunate for them. Brilliant for Wraith. 6 hooks, halfway there. Halfway there with 3 gens remaining. Needs to find a way Just checking on the gen visually. No regression. Okay, gold kick. Need to find a way of getting a survivor out of there. Be it V off the hook, be it Dalita. Someone's got to go. Someone's got to go, otherwise the gens will still continue to fly. This is a good team. It's a scary team. Michonne really isn't the chase. Pivoting back to the hill. Oof. Taking that hit, because it was essentially free from Ace there. Oof. That was poor judgment from Wraith. There was a pallet up ahead that they easily get. Ooh, but they don't want it. There's another pallet over here. Do they make that? They do, unfortunately. But they just drop and run. And that's not going to do it, unless it's dead hard. Oh, Michonne. Michonne with a vital body block. And there's another pallet over here. Another pallet right here as well. We say, don't burn. Oh, because of dead hard. Okay, well diagnosed. Well, no, not well diagnosed. Well hidden. Well hidden by Ace. But this is the key chase right now. If you can find a way to get V out of this game, as they might drop immediately, they do not have an injury there. Keeps on finding ways to get hits through the pallet, and it is really working out for Wraith, and... don't know what that was. Don't know what that was. Can he get this hook? Make it a 3 survivor game. With 2 gens still left in play. Things are getting very, very tense right now. 4K or nothing for Wraith. Anything less, and he waves goodbye to his World Cup participation. Gem pops. Hoping it's an injured party. Doesn't really matter who, just someone to hopefully get on hook soon. There it is, it's Michonne. Good pathing from Michonne. Thankfully, slightly better pathing for Wraith. Oh, but there goes the gen. There goes the gen. How quickly do they get no way out? How quickly do they find a way to tap a gate? Very likely that they were both on this gen. A chance, therefore, there we go, that they're healing. Here goes Dalita. So this is pretty good. This is pretty good for Wraith. They're both very far away from the gates. No way out, still in effect. Giving away a quick kick there. Big opportunity for Wraith. Good injury. Still no tapping of the gates. It'll be a nasty surprise when they do eventually tap them and realise that they've got another lengthy wait until they are able to get the gates. The unhook there, presumably they'll go for the gates thereafter. Going for the vault. It is not a bad play. Needs a hit take here. Isn't going to get it. It's another dead hard. And still no tapping of the gates. It'll be a dying state. And still no tapping of the gates. 2 survivor situation. When do those gates get tapped? Michonne was moving in that direction. Still hasn't tapped the gate. Still hasn't tapped the gate. Scratch marks right there, but the gate panel is untouched. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Now the gate panel from Ace. So Wraith finally on the timer, but has been gifted a bit of a peach of an endgame here. Plenty of time to close this chase down as they will go for the window. Presumably. Pallet here. Dropping that. Giving them the window if you take that path. Oh, doubling back is a good move from Michonne. Got to get the kick here. Turn the corner. Window up ahead. Do they go for it? They drop down. Okay. Now. Does Ace anticipate the basement hatch? This is really tricky right here. No sign of Ace on the gate. Wraith is hoping that they have time to shut hatch and then get back to the gates. You've got 20 seconds. About 10 of that will be consumed with waiting for hatch. Shut that. Oh, and there's Ace! Oh, wow. Okay, and I think Wraith has done it. Just needs to keep Ace in front of him here. Oh, what a good call. There was a question mark in that situation about whether you do... That's the injury there, it was massive. Whether you do actually just patrol the gates and hope that Ace is committed to the panels. Ace only had eyes for Hatch, and that was exactly what Wraith was hoping for. Ace needs to find a way to get away from Wraith. Millimeters away from a hit through the window. And I, at this point, see no way out of this for Ace. They were once dead hard before burning the pallet. Never mind. No, in fact, they've used their dead hard. If you're Wraith, you just play this safely. No reason to get spicy here. Keep them away from the gate panels. They don't have a key. And that'll be all she wrote. GG's. So Wraith keeps his campaign alive. Ghostface not eliminated, but now the path to qualification for Ghostface is very, very narrow indeed. Ooh-wee. And it is the perfect round, yeah, what a set of games. Wraith with the 4K. So Ghostface on 2 points there, 28 hooks. Wraith gets to 5 points with a 41 hook total. Right, so if Ghostface gets the win with the 12 hook performance, they will be on 40 hooks and 5 points, taking them to second place. If Sadako got the win, yep, that would push Ghostface down to third. If Sadako lost, Blight would be pushed up to first, and that would send Ghostface down to third. I think you're right. I'm very sorry. No, you're absolutely right. Ghostface is out. Unfortunately. Yeah, sorry. The Cinderella run for Ghostface is over. And it really is just luck of the draw sometimes. I mean, 28 hooks is more than Sadako has got from an equivalent 3 games, but it's all about the matchups. So we go to Group H. Very even. Everyone's still technically in with a chance here. Dredge and Krasue both have a game in round 5. There are going to be no immediate elimination or clinch scenarios here. Obviously, whoever gets the win will be in a much stronger position. So we start with Dredge. Right, Dredge on the Temple of Purgation. Big matchup this. Krasue, a powerful killer. The notion really is here that it's 4K or nothing. There's some early intel. One of the 3 Ace Viscontis. Another Ace Beckons. Maybe a bit fearful about this game. There's V off to the right as well. Early pallet burn. Heading downstairs. Keeping on the scratch marks as best as possible. As best as it can. And a damn shame, that pallet drop. A damn shame. As Ace takes a strange line. Probably not aided by Nightfall there. Now, teleport there. Very good from Dredge, okay. Nice early dying state. Love that. Could be a torch save on the horizon. However, there wasn't any killer instinct, any further killer instinct, so the coast may well be clear. This is a great hook to get for Dredge as well. Lots of teleportation opportunities to stop them as they either go for the hook or escape from the hook. For now, getting back up here, putting pressure on the Jins. There is movement here. Ace Visconti, who does fall from the heel. Be falling from the hill, be falling from the road, be falling from the building. That's what Ace is saying. Okay. In that song that Kate Bush wrote for Stranger Things. Dying state here, real potential. It's a great fake out. Exactly the play needed to make. Could be a vault here. Teleport. No teleport for Ace. Aces are generally strong, but not that strong. Do you slug here if you Dredge. Oh, they're going to give it a go. They're going to give it a go. They're going to have a look. They're going to have a gander. There's the injury. The teabags. Intriguing. Dissolution into life makes a lot of sense. Right, don't want to deny the hook that you've earned. So, back over here. Oh, as V was looking for a save. Hold the phone just a second, because there's another injury there. Things are looking up for Dredge. That might have been a great call to go for the slug and get some more injuries out there. Looking this way, denying V the torch save, getting the hook. Game on. No movement here. Let's have a little check of that gen. Pivot back this way. You know V was roughly in this area. And indeed there V is. Could have put Remnant on this side of the hill. Not a lot of Remnant usage here from Dredge. It's been a great start to the game. But you can't get by on the M1 alone, as there goes. Balance landing, teleporting ahead. Countering the worst effects of that. Do they anticipate something like this? They do. Well done for V. Trying to preempt the vault. Oh, well played from V. The timing on that teleport had to be perfect, just as they committed to the vault. It was just a little bit premature, the teleport from Dredge. However, pushing them back to the pallet that's already been kicked. There is an Ace Visconti up ahead. Are they able to take a hook? Take a hit? Doesn't look like it. Remnant down here. Finally getting the Remnants out there. Well played. Well played. Exactly what it needed to do. As they somehow vaulted. Amongst all that. Intriguing. No chance of a head-on here, is there? Oh, no head-on. Attempt at the blind. That doesn't connect. Okay, 3 hooks. 3 hooks, and for now only 1 gen done, although that could change very shortly. I'm going to try some more reading here. Where are these aces? Well, you know where one is. Circling around, coming back. So it looks like they're going to be moving in for the unhook. Dredge giving itself as many teleport opportunities as possible. Do you think Ace thinks that they have not been seen? No, they were well aware that Dredge had their number. Does this work for Dredge? They do teleport there. Might force a pallet burn. Does. Almost an injury as well. What a shame. Did you get the teleport back? Oh, had an unlocked locker teleported to a locked locker. That was rough. Okay, the ace is kind of flocking around V here. There could be some good use in going for the tunnel for Dredge. However, free hit. You take that every day of the week. Trying to get back on ace as the other ace now takes a hit. And you're hoping this means there is a minimum of gen pressure out there. Only one ace could be moving the gen. And it looks like they maybe are on the hill gen over there. They're going to get this pallet. How about a big remnant plate from Dredge? Circling around here. Good play. Good play. There you go. We were saying that we need to see more remnant out of Dredge. And a really effective way of countering that pallet there. Very nice. So even though it does look like tough opposition, Dredge holding its own. As there is gen movement on the hill. And there goes Ace. Gonna get the kick out there. How about something like this? Could this be enough to throw off Ace Visconti? Possibly. Balance landing, okay, but this is fine for Dredge. Being looped right by that hook. Just get the locker while you're here. Well played from Ace, just throwing the pallet. No regard for the Dredge. Not a lot of time left on the hook. If you dredge, yeah, you either come back... Oh, hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. All of a sudden... it is able to disrupt the unhook. Maybe should have been looking to commit their ace. Other aces on the gen over here. Only question that's left is V going to come back for the unhook? It is Reassurance. That does make a lot of sense. That was so tough. You couldn't diagnose Reassurance while in Nightfall because it all looks like Reassurance anyway. Go for the blind. Gets it. That might embolden them with Champion of Light to move in for the unhook. And Dredge, unfortunately, stuck on a rock. That's a damn shame. They go Reassurance again. And the gem pops. Let me tell you, Dredge has run into some very, very tough competition here. It's a lucky get for the Krasue, an unlucky one for the Dredge. Do they get the unhook? They've got to move in soon, right? They do get the unhook. And the final gem pops. What a coordinated effort from the team. Can't really go for the Dying State Survivor. The ace with no hooks is a much better call. There you go. Gonna go for the hook immediately. Now remember, Blood Warden is in the back pocket. You don't want to give these survivors any whiff of the notion that you're running Blood Warden. What perk jump does Dredge have? Thanner. Interesting. So he's moving on. There's someone downstairs in the basement. Hello. A huge get. An absolutely massive get. But you're going to slug. Getting the hook there, not that important. Because that means they can just leave thereafter. There's the heal. Going after V, perhaps? Gates open. Okay. Now, things get interesting. V, going for the window. Gets it. Now, if you're Dredge, you want to keep the team in the trial for as long as possible. You've got not a healthy smattering of hooks here, only 5 to Dredge's name. But if you play this right, you could make this a Blood Warden 4K situation. You can't give it away. In fact, them waiting in the locker is huge. Because if you're Dredge, you can fake out that you're really scared of head-on. And that you're never going to go for the save because of that. People on the gate over there, going for the heal. The magic point on the endgame timer is that halfway point. That means there's a minute left on the endgame. That means that Blood Warden can entirely outpace the length of the endgame and get the automatic 4K. That's what Dredge is going for here. Now, if this team know anything about anything, they will know what Dredge is trying to make happen. However, they're not leaving yet. Hallie over here. Dying State there. So there's Ace. You can get the injury on Ace, but maybe not. Maybe you're just too scared. Again, Dredge needs to let them know, or let them think, that he's just terrified of the pallet save. Ah, as one of the aces leaves, they begin to understand. Do they get the pallet stun here? They do. The other ace was there. If the gate up ahead is open, it's all over. But it isn't. It isn't. Okay. Teleport up ahead here. Good play. Other ace will be moving the other gate now. However, at this point, there might not be time for anything at all. Going for the hook as quickly as possible. They go for the blind. They don't make it happen. There's surely not enough time left. Hook. That might be Dredge securing an 11-hook game. The death hook ace left, so it won't be a 12-hook game. But it just feels like there's not enough time to leave, even if they delay the unhook. And they do not. It is an 11-hook 3K performance from Dredge. What a call it was taking Blood Warden. What a call. And there it is. He's shaking his head. He can't believe what's happened. GG. Using Blood Warden well, salvaging the 3K. And look at the hook meter on the bottom left. Bosh, bosh, bosh. 11 hook stages. Bailed out by Blood Warden, wow. Bailed out or ran Blood Warden very strategically? Who can say? Hadn't failed for Krasue. Haddonfield theoretically could be a very, very good map for Krasue, as there is Cheryl. Good dodge there. Looking for the regurgitation into the M1, which is so important for Krasue, how they do so much of their work. That doesn't connect, but gets the M1. Still need the regurgitation here. They're doing well to counter that. That doesn't connect either. You never want to be doing just an M1 chase as Krasue. You lose all of their ability. But there you go. Head form time. No pallet here is very surprising. I think they're as surprised as anyone. There we go. Thanks, stay there. And the opening hook for Krasue. A bit slow by their standards, but not awful. Okay. Perusing the other gens, moving up here. Oh, and that pops. Can you get the regurgitation up there? You cannot. Here's a survivor dropping down. Regurgitation, then the M1. It does feel so strange you can M1 immediately after getting a regurgitation. Head form time. There you go. It feels cruel, and Kate agrees as they DC immediately there. That's the Krasue effect for all to see. There's the unhook on the middle hook. They're going to body block to deny the head form. So Krasue pivoting here. Good connection. Looking for the M1. There it is, into head form. The flowchart of operations, so precise for Krasue. Can you mind game them a little bit here? They're going to flee the tile entirely, get another pallet. Oh, lithe! They don't really get the distance they otherwise could with it. I think they were too focused on trying to dodge. So it will still be a hook here. Lithe does do very little against a Krasue head form, it is true. As she heads upstairs. The only mark against her here, not really got much in the way of gen kicks. It's a very unimportant pop goes a weasel, but to be completely honest, there might not be too much gen progress elsewhere with how the game's gone. Oh, never mind, there was a lot of progress here. Maybe should have kept pop goes a weasel for this gen. There's no maybe about it. No matter. A couple of corruption gens out there. There's the unhook. In the absence of other intel, just going to head right over there. Oh. Hold on, scratch marks heading this way. And then the retreat. Injury on V. And stopping, staring, the DC possible. Nope, they're staying in the game. Fair play to them. Okay, so aura reading for the bot. Seems like a good target for Krasue here. So fly to get as close as possible. Or deform around the doorway. So vault again. Regurgitation doesn't connect. This should. This should. It will. And the M1. No scratch marks. A lucky break. Oh. Just hearing the bot. How do the bots do against head form? About as well as everyone else. Good to know. Another hook here. And things are clearly now looking very, very good for Krasue. It seems like V has mentally clocked out of this one, and honestly, who can blame them? 3 survivor situation. And like the Chicago Cubs, is the Krasue getting hot at the right time as the playoffs beckon? Who'd argue against her with a performance like this? Okay, there you go. There's the counter to the wall tech. The bot just crouching there. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, not able to get around the car. So there's the vault. And there's the injury. Mistakenly thinking that the bot was already injured and that was going to be a dying state. No such luck. Now that would be the dying state. It would be a 2 survivor situation. However, it's not over. Clearly a very dominant game state, but 11 hook status is needed. Meaning, if Krasue were to give away hatch to either of these competitors, it would be a loss. There's no gem movement upstairs. Big gem movement here. Good connection with the leech. Into head form. Pallet drop, nope. Ooh, dead hard. Well played. The issue being against Krasue. Ooh, never mind. It's a great pallet drop. You probably want to run them the other way if you're Krasue here. Go back. Ooh, well played. Just very unfortunate for Cheryl. But here we go. Hattie could very easily play spoiler to the Krasue's efforts if they do hide and wait for hatch. But they do give away some intel here. The generator pops. And away they go. There were scratch marks here very briefly. Oh, they go for the unhook. And not finding Hattie, so having to go after Cheryl when you would much rather be going after Hattie here, but just taking the chase that presents itself. Another gem pops. Hold on just a second. This thing might not be over. Oh, good restraint on the pallet, but, you know, corners don't mean too much to the Krasue. It is going to be a hook, and it is going to be a very important hatch search. If she can't deny Hattie hatch, it's a win for the Dredge. Away she goes. Gem pops here. Can you see Hattie anywhere? Nowhere to be seen. Needs a bit of luck. And doesn't get it immediately. Oh, hatch! In main building. Has Krasue just got unbelievably lucky? Seems so. Still a gate situation to keep on top of. Hattie, the only person standing between Krasue and all 3 points. No lights there. Krasue does have that headlong flight, but it recharges relatively slowly. Otherwise, it's not an easy gate patrol. This could be winnable for Hattie. The Dredge camp's certainly hoping so. Oof, 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 oof. Things are getting tense. Surely if you're Hattie, you're going to give yourself a chance here. Nothing going on that gate. There is still plenty of time for Hattie here. No lights coming back. The longer you go without seeing any lights, the more likely that Haddy has completely given up. No lights. There. Oh, there they are. And that'll be all over. Oh, a very fortunate spot for the Krasue. A very fortunate spot for the Krasue. If they did not see them, if they moved away, it would have been all over. No locker there. No one here. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. There's only one light. This shouldn't be an issue. And that should be GG. And you can't say it wasn't earned. A very, very strong performance from her. Yeah, there you go. 12 hook stages for the Krasue. See what that does for Group H. So Krasue gets a win. Really, really tough luck for Dredge. Fought back valiantly, but it wasn't enough. Dredge stays on 3 points. Krasue. That's right. Gets her second win of the tournament. And that puts her, for now, on top spot. Basically, Skull Merchant has to win, though they're not eliminated if they tie. Alright, so, with maps like that, they'll be thinking of one thing, the 4K. Glenvale for Skull Merchant. In as close to a must-win game, all but a must-win game for her. Getting some early drones out there. Setting up these tiles nicely and finding a survivor right here. Quick draw immediately, another drone right in the middle of Shack. Why not? And Meg running right back into the fray as Lara is injured, claw trapped, and there's a dying state for Meg. Okay. Almost out of nowhere. A pretty unbelievable start for Skull Merchant. Drone going out there. Can you find Lara? You certainly can. Somewhere over here. There they are. Gem movement there, but not too much. This could be a huge, huge play if you can get this dying state quickly enough. So Vault finds another window. Noises all over the place here. They don't burn that pallet. Decent move from Skull Merchant. And they might not make it to another pallet here. They've got a window, but they won't make that either. Good stuff. The unhook and the heal elsewhere, but not too worried about that. Just want to go through the motions. Get as much pressure out there as you possibly can. As Meg runs in for the unhook. Brazen tactics from Meg. It'll be their second dying state. Difficult to say that they're giving up here, as this is almost certainly off the record. Can you get him to drop this pallet and get the endurance hit? Oh, it isn't off the record. Or if it is, they maybe performed a conspicuous action. They're DC'd. What on earth is going on? People DCing and giving up against Skull Merchant? Is it 2023? No clue what this is all about. There's the vault there. Meg gets the unhook. Tries to get the pallet, won't be able to. It'll be a kill. Unless there's someone here for a torch save. There's Fun, who moves in and also gives up. Good Lord in heaven, what is going on here? As all games are reviewable and verifiable by the board, so too will this be, but honestly, it seems to me like there was an earnest effort to start the game and then things fell apart pretty much after the first hook, so by the rules set out, there was that DBD motion offered up, and the game will stand, and I'm hearing that is the case. It is not null and void. The Skull Merchant has lucked into possibly the easiest 4K of all time. Brilliant comp corner from Lara. That's a bot, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, Beal. Beal's in the saloon, being like, they've got a poker table here. Right, just an absurd game. A truly and utterly absurd game, this. And there's the unhook, so the remaining two survivors up ahead. Beal going off in that direction. Keeping an eye on Beal, getting the hook here, and trying to deny any hatch situation that would ruin an otherwise flawless game. So Beal went over here. Could be hiding amid the weeds, amid the foliage. Drone right there. And there is the dying state. So, obviously need to deny hatch here. This game isn't over. No chance this game's over. Show him the hatch. And then Noed. Noed is so important. So important in this situation. Fung had a key. Fung had a key. Fung had a key. The key's no longer there. Beal may have pilfered the key. Maybe going for hatch. Are there any lights over here? No lights over there. Fourth. Needing to patrol 3 points. Needing to patrol 3 areas. No lights there. Pretty good gate spawns. One thing that is working in the Skull Merchant's favour. The gates are looking pretty damn good. But after the most carefree, simple game of all time, suddenly a lot demanded of the Skull Merchant here. And Bill might be giving up. Bill might not be too worried about this. Might just be waiting for the next. Skull Merchant, obviously, cannot take that risk. Lights there. It is a very, very fortunate set of gates, no doubt about it. A relatively simple spawn as there's Bill. Oh my god, 2 lights already? Unfortunate for Beal. Very unfortunate for Beal. And that will be exactly what she needed. The 4K for Skull Merchant. And that means that Dredge lives another day. Dredge is not eliminated. Dracula. In RPD. How do you feel about this map for Dracula? You might get some good human greed value. Aside from that, this could be a little bit tough. Feeling confident this will be a far tougher game than the Skull Merchant had. Obviously that game was as close to a throw as it's possible to get. There's Michaela. Getting some big distance here. Probably gotta go bat form. Still get the window. Could be a drop here. Oh, good fake out from Michaela. However, Hellfire could be on the way. Oof. Anticipating or possibly expecting a vault fake there. You don't get it. Oh my god. And countering and not vaulting that is massive. Vaulting there. Gotta drop this pallet, right? No. Now, if you're Dracula, you probably don't love this chase. We get the M1. And them going for that window isn't great unless they have live. It doesn't look like they do. Oh, my lord. Desperately close to a quick dying state there. Cubazori for the Hellfire. Really? Okay, there you go. There you go, Michaela living on a wing and a prayer for a moment. Well, thank God for that add-on, which closes down what could have otherwise been a game-losing chase. They were very strong. Alright, teleporting up here. Oh. Scratch marks down below. They're going to move in for the unhook. Dracula, if he gets there quickly enough, with the Hellfire, could be countering this nicely. There you go. Injury and the endurance state. So they're going to burn that pallet. Vault immediately. Going back again is very, very strong from them. And rather unexpected. Thankfully, it's the wing of the map that doesn't have any way to get out of there. And Michaela going to suffer the same fate, get an injury. As they ran into the doorway briefly. Trying to go through here. It'll be another dying state. And then there's Michaela. Okay, so a hook here. Oh, it's already been saboed. Injury there. Get her up ahead. Okay, gotta slug if Dracula. You've really been offered no choice. Oh, they can't vault! They were stuck! They were stuck healing! The party on the ground couldn't find a way to get... They couldn't find a way to get the vault. And there is the recovery. And they can't vault either! What's going on? Behaviour, we need multiple inputs for actions. It's quite extraordinary. And the DC. Okay, well, things started off grim, now looking pretty damn good for Dracula. It's a corner of doom for these survivors. As Michaela will now go on hook. The Sabo. Okay. It's a strange play, because you really are offering the Dark Lord at this point no option other than to go for the chase. And your reading there, sensational for Dracula. As Cheryl gets up again. Okay. Presumably there is a boon exponential somewhere in the map. But still, you've got to be happy with that for Dracula. Right back into the thick of it. So there goes the bot. Someone else heading upstairs. Looking for a chance of getting the pallet save. Sorry, getting the unhook. And they will, but... Trade there. The endurance hit. Just going to go for the hook here. Done a lot of slugging, has Dracula. Maybe feeling like he needs to start taking these hooks, and there we go. So, 4 hooks deep, 4 gens left. What a difference 5 minutes can make, huh? An absurd turnaround. There's a Pallister. Sorry, just got to snooze. Got to snooze those amps. This is snowballing. It is, but it isn't over. Not by any stretch of the imagination. That will be one survivor out of there. This Michaela, who was so strong and has been really let down by their team, to be perfectly honest. Another reason why RPD is perhaps a little bit risky. Great moonwalks. Another reason why it's a little bit risky. Hatch is completely unpredictable. There is no killer shack here, so no control about where that will spawn. Seeing the board up ahead here.
Die already.
Oof. Just missing on the bot. You can't be doing that if you're Dracula. Well done from the bot, honestly. Dracula played that pretty poorly. Maybe not focusing too much on the here and now, maybe focusing on what's to come in terms of the hatch, as Cheryl is giving away the 12k, and fair enough. And fair enough, why not? Why not? The game has, after all, kind of fallen apart here. Wow. Well, this is two situations of pretty much the team handing the 4k, if indeed it will be the 4k, still got to find the bot here. Handing the 4k to the killer on a silver platter. As here's Adam, here's the bot, and that is GG. So, the tie. Let's see what that does to the standings here. 12-12 tie. So, Skull Merchant. Her second tie of the tournament. Puts her on 31 hooks. Dark Lord. Also his second tie of the tournament. Puts him on a total of 40 hooks and 5 points. Resort this group. So Dark Lord still in contention. Just barely. Skull Merchant on 2 points. Could get the win over Krasue. That would put her in second place if she got at least 10 hook stages. Then you would be relying on a Xenomorph Dredge draw in which Xenomorph got fewer than probably 12 hook stages. So there is a path for the Skull Merchant, though a rather slim one. Dredge obviously will be looking for a win. Anything less than a win for the Dredge and they're eliminated. Xenomorph could technically get through with a tie, but again would be hoping that Skull Merchant didn't get the win. There's no eliminations here. And there's no clinch. Oh, hang on. There is a clinch scenario. Krasue is through. Krasue is through, confirmed. Okay, so we have a playoff contender in Group H. They've not necessarily won the group, because Xenomorph could still leapfrog them on superior hook differential, but Krasue is confirmed in the playoff picture.